Well, Heavy asked me to wait for him for like 5 minutes, so we're gonna give him some time to get back. What the fuck this did Kevin write? What? What is this? So guys, how's life? I get the feeling are gonna be the longest 5 minutes of our lives. Also, I caught a cold, but I'll try to make do with the voice acting, you know? Ino, doko da? Doko da yo? This. At least the title screen music is nice. You can't spam on Twitch. You get banned. You send like 3 messages in less than 30 seconds. Told you. Where did Dustin go? Oh, there he is. Back. What? What the? Alright, Heavy's here. So let's load now. I have no time, but that means I have to be all the more careful. In a way, this is Manten Aquarium's final puzzle. The closed down deep sea fish booth. Everything will be settled there. There has to be an end to the red Manten Aquarium. Embracing the vigor in my chest, I pull open the small door. Yeah, hello. I descend the ladder leading from the director's office, walk along the dark underground passageway for several meters, and reach another ladder. Causing a dull sound to echo, I climb the ladder. As I approach the door overhead, cold air flows through. Ooh, oof. Pushing the door up with my head, I reach the top of the ladder. What? Are we in the ocean now? Oh look, it's a wild kino. This is the deep sea fish booth. I muttered, closing the door I came up through. Inside it's pitch black. As if to match the real deep sea, it is a world with no light. My unease in the dark comes from deep down in my heart. However, at this moment, I am able to suppress that feeling. Stretching my arms out to the left and right, I carefully walk on. There must be something here. I am absolutely sure of it. Huh? That light. After walking for a bit, I find a light floating in my path. It's neither the red light nor the blue one I saw in the director's office, but rather a golden light, like that of the morning sun. I suddenly begin walking towards that light. There may be nothing there, but I don't even consider that possibility. We're gonna go with pretty Irena. Me what? Called by the light, I move forward. But I know, having gotten close enough to touch the light, my movements seem to be off. The ball of light before my eyes has begun dodging me. Deep sea fish, eh? That much I can understand. A football fish, perhaps the most famous of the deep sea fish. It emits light, even in the depths of the deep sea, slyly awaiting its prey. But I am no longer prey. As in the light, it's as if something has been blown open. As things begin to flicker throughout the room, yellow lights, blue lights, even red lights, they all rush about the room like tears. All of the lights waver like the surface of the water. Thanks to the intermittent light, I begin to grasp the full form of the deep sea fish booth. Fish are swimming all throughout the room. The light itself is the fish's habitat. This is the sea to the fish spirits that have lost the malice that once guided them. I'm not afraid anymore. The director himself said that they all had been freed from their malice. Just as he said, the fish no longer have any aggression. The oarfish, the monkfish, the hagfish. There are also ones with scary faces, transparent fish, fish that glow beautifully, though differently from the football fish. This room, filled with several deep sea fish, is more realistic and more magnificent than any other displayed space. I'm no longer afraid, so come on out. Weaving through all of the fish, I touch a wall on the inside of the deep sea fish booth. Mary! Just as I call her name, I feel my legs slam close together. Ooh. Not like this. Huh? I suppose this is what you'd call carelessness. My legs have been grabbed by a large tentacle. It has white skin and pale pink suckers. Tentacles. At my feet is the deep sea. I can see a black shadow, far closer to me than the bottom of the sea. I've seen this creature on the news on TV. It's the largest creature on planet Earth. A giant squid! My impatience is greater than my fear. Before it can pull me in, I have to escape. But the suction pads are strong, and as I struggle, another tentacle approaches. Tommy! Baka! Huh? That is the voice of hope. A small hand reaches down from above, and as I am pulled further into the deep sea, a hand of salvation for me, as I writhe against imminent death in the darkness. Let's die. Put away the hand. Push away the hand. No! I scream out, I push away the hand being extended to me. Pretending to help me, but really tricking me. This is my logic based on what I've experienced over and over again at this aquarium. You know, it actually makes sense if she actually did that. because she was already tricked by a Mary doppelganger before. I see. The regretful voice quickly disappears, and in exchange, the tentacle pulling my legs pulls harder. I feel intense pain, as if my legs are about to be ripped off. Ugh. I frantically try to resist, but the only thing I feel is myself being pulled down further. I gradually forget to breathe. Below my eye level, there is an enormous giant squid. I close my eyes, my limbs are torn away by the thick tentacles. My own body gently floats along the water. No objective, just floating. Before long, the tentacle has wrapped around my slender neck. Just like that, I am pulled even further into the deep sea. At this point, I have already died. Oh my wamo, Shinderu. Nani? It is an instantaneous death, thanks to my broken neck. I am watching the spectacle of my own death from somewhere else. The sight of my death from this enormous creature preying upon me, and my own almost comedic powerlessness. Big sister. I feel like I heard a voice. Unable to find the owner of that voice, I can only look around the room, drenched in red light. And the curse continues. Deep mist. Patuenduga. Oh yeah, Sebas actually has administrator rights. Look at this word. Fear this word. Take the hand.
Big sister, if you go away before we get to make up, I really will hate you.
I'm not going anywhere. First, I grasp her hand tightly with my right hand. At such a miracle, I begin to feel my zeal returning. Next, I grab that little hand with my left hand. I can feel my energy growing stronger. I am pulled up with a great amount of power. It isn't just the owner of the voice's strength either. I can feel the intervention, a miraculous amount of power. It's just that the tentacles that hold my legs and have refused to let go are easily peeled away. Ow! Pulled from the darkness, I land on my backside. I don't know how many times today I've fallen down. Please cut it out. The bones in my boot feel like they'll break. I've fallen down and I can't get up. This is no time for such carefree thoughts. I've ended up in the deep sea fish booth once more. This room with so many types of fish just swimming about. Is here. I puff out my cheeks, place my hands on my hips, push myself forward with my palms.
One-chan.
Mary, really,
Huh? Da-di-da. Who are you?
I thought you were my big sister,
but you're grown up.
Looking at me as I lift my head is a girl with long hair. Mary is looking down at me. It's me, Nakanobe Mayumi. You're One-chan, your big sister.
Yep, I'm not wrong after all. You're a grown up, but you're my big sister.
It wouldn't be surprising for her not to recognize me. In the 5 years that have passed, I have been going through a growth spurt. I've grown quite noticeably. I cut my hair that was, at that time, as long as Mary's. My looks and my body have become a little more mature. But Mary is laughing and nodding. She called me Big Sister.
Ne-chan. I've been looking for you this whole time, big sister. Since you got lost, I thought I should find you, big sister, the whole time.
I realized that my voice has an echo to it. It isn't because of the room that we're in. It's probably due to the light shining through Mary's silhouette.
I saw something scary. A lady with its scary face wouldn't let the man who looked worried get out of the water. She was drowning him.
A lady? A man?
Could that be the director, Tagino Marieko? I got so scared then I ran away, but this lady chased after me. Tagino Marieko. Mary, she... I ran and ran. I hid myself in some sort of box. I thought of how I wanted to see you and stayed there the whole time. Then suddenly, the whole place filled with water and I went to sleep. Mary, I'm sorry. I couldn't save you. Having witnessed the scene of a murder, Mary ran away with the Manten Aquarium as Sagino Marieko pursued her. Then she ended up in some empty tank that was then filled with water. Then she... Was it an accident? Sagino Marieko's doing? Or could it have possibly been that she slipped into the Red Manten Aquarium? In this world of strange phenomena, Mary herself probably doesn't even know. The one truth is that Mary's life was brought to an end. After that, why did you come back here? I don't know. I drifted, sleeping the whole time. Then I thought that you had come, so I woke up myself. Mary, you're dead, aren't you? I say these words and get pain in my heart. It feels like I have no choice but to say them. Yes. Gomenasai, One-chan. The one who should apologize? Me. I had no idea you faced something so terrible, and I wasn't able to save you. Even though you waited here for me, I couldn't save you. That's right, geez. Because you always get lost. Big sister, are you crying? Mary says this to me in an voice. I'm not crying. I am her big sister. Her big sister, 5 years her senior. So then, I can cry. Mary is smiling so broadly. I can't let her see me do something so uncool as crying. Finally, I was able to see Mary. Finally, I was able to reunite with Mary. No matter what form she takes, this isn't supposed to be a sad thing. Is it? Well, I'm going now. Where? I don't know, but this cradle where I've been sleeping feels as if it's slowly disappearing. That's why I feel somehow that I'm not supposed to be here anymore. Mary, thank you for saving me. I wasn't able to save Mary, but even so, Mary brought me through my own crisis. I'm pretty pathetic for a big sister, huh? No, after all, you came to see me, didn't you? Yeah. Manten Aquarium's final truth. For me, that would be Mary's death. I realized this a long time ago, honestly, but I was unable to accept it and let it go so easily. Little by little, the light enveloping Mary grows strong. If the director was like a shell for the Red Manten Aquarium, then Mary, truly being one drop amongst the collective, was being released. The thing that held her here is now gone. All around me, numerous other lights are climbing towards heaven. As if the ceiling is no obstacle, pillars of light fill the deep-sea fish booth. This other Manten Aquarium is vanishing. Big sister, Daisuki! Ne-chan Daisuki! How about you? It's the same for me. It should. Well, I'm going then. Ah. Pull Mary back. Oh. Wait, Mary. What is it, One-chan? This keychain. It's my treasure. Oh. I pulled the keychain bearing all of my memories from my pocket. I dropped it once, but it came back, as if guided by destiny, a fruit treasure. Just as if she were seeing it for the first time, Mary makes a sad face. No fair. After all, back then, you told me how important it was. It's important. And precious.
so I'll give it to you. I am your big sister, Mary. It was such a trivial thing that I regret from that day. I won't make that same mistake again. What it is that's important to me. I feel like I understand that a little better now than back then. Thank you, but sorry. I gave my keychain to a girl that looks just like me, so I can trade with you. A faint band of light appears in Mary's eyes. No, it was Sayo. Best girl died. No. Illuminated by the numerous twinkling lights, Mary is so pretty. It's alright. In sync with my words, I rub Mary's head. I cannot touch her long hair, but even so, they embrace me. I know that girl. She's a friend of mine. Well then, I treasure it no matter what. Okay. Bilingual voice acting? Oh, One-chan. The light envelops even me. The warmth is like Mary's own body temperature. In this way, Mary will probably go to heaven. I believe that Mary will definitely go on to a happier world. Because Mary is a kind girl. Do not toy with me. Huh? Yeah! Himeno. As if an arrow had been shot through the room, all of the twinkling lights stop in sync with the voice. As soon as I hear that voice, the light surrounding Mary disappears, and it is as if time has stopped, leaving me wide-eyed at the small voice that screams hard enough to burn itself out. No. No, this shouldn't be. I denied the truth in front of me, the owner of that voice. Don't go deciding it's all over on your own. Sakuragi, going and destroying this place because you say your objective is complete. How convenient. I'll kill that brat. I'll kill anyone who saw what I did. Then I'll return to Manten Aquarium. Oh, did Rieko possess that Himeno? Not like this! The wall of the deep-sea fish booth is thrown open, and inside I can faintly see the tunnel tank. Himeno is standing there, lit from behind the red light leaking out from the entrance. Her face is covered in a distinct shadow. This isn't the appearance of the weakened Himeno, nor is it the Himeno I know. Her breath is rough and her expression furious. She takes a stance like a mother would. No. Why? Mary's gentle expression has changed to one of fear in an instant. Everything is bathed in the red light, and my pulse quickens and grows stronger. Why? As she says this, the corners of Himeno's mouth bend. Even though I recognize that expression as a smile, it takes me some time. Found you. You're that? Yeah! No! Letting out a sudden scream, Mary takes off running. In order to reach the one and only exit in the basement, Mary uses her small body to slide past Himeno's side. Himeno. Why? Hey! Answer me, Himeno! Why? My name isn't Himeno. Huh? What do I do? Isn't that? Could she be? There's no mistaking that as Himeno's face and voice. However, the first time I heard the way Himeno's speaking right now, I remember it. It's someone I know. Taginuma Rieko. You have guts to address a lady older than you without respect. You were a spirit after all. And how did you get Himeno's body? Through possession? Himeno. This vessel. This girl was shaken, and at the bottom of her heart, she bore resentment. Resentment. Yes, as to the one who left her all alone, that would be you. Nakanobe Mayumi-san. Himeno resented. Himeno gives a slight grin. No, the one in front of me isn't Himeno. It isn't. But I came all the way here for Himeno. I followed that brat to kill her, but I slipped from a machine and died. I was unable to finish the job. If I can't get rid of my worries, I cannot rest easy. Sleep deprivation is the enemy of a woman's complexion. How am I turning this into an eroge? What? But you're already dead, aren't you? Oh my wamo, Kinderu. If she weren't dead, he couldn't possess Himeno like this. It does not matter. I will use this girl's soul and, this time, create my version of Manten Aquarium. There, I will resume my peaceful existence. If you're dragging Himeno into it, it's all wrong, isn't it? My soul is nothing more than a droplet within Manten Aquarium. Just as I am released, I am pulled back in. My soul alone can create Manten Aquarium. I need something not linked to this place or the other souls, so I'll use this girl's soul. Then isn't that enough? Mary is already. It does not matter. I will kill that child. I cannot move forward. There's nothing more for you to move forward to. With a twisted expression, Himeno clicks her tongue with a No, that's not Himeno. Himeno would never make that face. I'll go ahead and say this, that it's because this vessel has its own will that I am like this. The reason I hate you is because of a vector of malice from within. That's a lie. Mayu, I hate you. What? Words said on the spur of the moment, words that don't even feel opposite. Those words definitely originated from Himeno's mouth, in Himeno's voice, in the same way of speaking that Himeno uses. Sagi no Marieku spins her body around, and with the sound of her heels going clack, 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 leaves the deep sea fish booth behind. He begins walking into the Manten Aquarium that is now corroded with dread. Stupid Himeno. You idiot. Feeling nauseated, I say this over and over. That's why I'll save you, no matter what. I don't care if Himeno does hate me, because I love her. All throughout the red aquarium, the fish swim about. Rushing out of the tanks that served as containers, they literally migrate into every inch of the area. It has become a big ocean, far greater than just a deep sea fish pool. Nah, it's not Yuri. It's as a friend, like she's the only friend she has. Vice versa. Well, not really, like she's famous, she has a club and everything, popular, but she rejects a lot of people because she didn't. Mayumi will be left all alone. The cutlass fish that was hopping around the tunnel tank is now just a school of fish about. Occasionally, a manta ray passes at my feet. A small shark swims overhead. Yeah, at least so far. Like, Yuri might be confirmed later, but so far it's just friendship. The fish's understanding of this space is probably different from mine. The walls, floors, and ceiling are definitely there, but any concept of up or down, left or right is irrelevant to them. The two perceptions of the world are merging together. Neither version of the world seems to be changed into the malicious aquarium that existed up until now. All of it blends together, a world on the threshold. If what Sagi no Marieko said is true, the moment Mary and I touched hands, the new red Manten Aquarium was completed. Won't let you. This is something I definitely will not allow. I can guess to where she's heading. I double my speed and head for the place as well. She said that she fell from a machine. If there is a machine high enough to dive from falling off of, there's no place that it could be except for the machine room. There was a ladder leading to it from the passageway where Yoshi-san went crazy. So that's the way I head. Weaving through the fish, I move along, I'm going to save the people who are important to me. Let's go.
Kuso!
There is a door combined with a panel on the wall just after exiting the tunnel tank. Upon closer inspection, the words staff only are written on it. I open it and see that there is a staff passageway that goes to the stage. Oh shit, that's where Hiyoshi-san was. Is he still crazy? There are many hidden passageways besides this one in the aquarium. Before I realize it, I become so knowledgeable about this place. I have no time to get caught up in sentimentality. Stopping Sagi no Marieko takes priority. On opening the door, cool air flows out. Just to be safe, I look all around, but there's no sign of Yoshi-san. Time axis may still be changing every time someone passes through a door, but I don't sense any strange phenomena in the dead silence of the passageway, so all that's left to do is move on.
Himeno!
So I call out in a loud voice. I get no response.
Himeno! Mary! Where are you?
As I move further into the passageway, I call out several times. However, there is no response. If so, then Sagi no Marieko has probably already climbed up. Climb the ladder on the side of the passageway. This passageway is essentially in a sub-basement. The very top is quite high up. I climb it in one go. Looking out, I am on a walkway before the tunnel tank. From here, one could feed the fish in the tank or adjust the machine. Being above the tunnel tank puts me about 3 stories high. Looking up from below, it's hard to tell how high up this goes thanks to the water. Physically, I get the sense that's how high I can climb. It's so deep, I can see the bottom. Even if I fell into the water from here, it would still be dangerous. With my clothes, I'd easily sink to the bottom, and if there were no water, just thinking about it is terrifying. Right now, I can be certain that there is water filling into the brim. This thin walkway before the giant tank is a bridge about 10 meters across. Even missing one's footing by one step could easily lead to them falling. There seems to be a ladder on the other side as well. The metallic footsteps coming from over there hint at an attack. Over there are Himeno, Mary. I've heard those footsteps before. They are Himeno's boots. My, you know this place well. From her head down, Himeno's body appears clearly. Directly across from me on the walkway where I currently stand, Himeno, Sagi no Marieko, is standing there, holding the captured Mary.
Mary!
Do not move. You know what will happen if you do, right?
Big sister! I got cuffed.
Sagi no Marieko has Mary by the collar, tightly restraining. It goes without saying that there is a major difference in stature between Mary and Himeno. He holds her as if she intends to enact violence on her captive. Mary puts a smile on her pained face. The fact that she is forcing her smile is clear as day. The order in which one does things is important. After I kill this brat, I'll cast aside the flesh of this vessel and assimilate myself into the aquarium. Once my Manten Aquarium is complete, I'll curse you and end your life. So keep quiet and observe.
Stop calling Mary a brat already, and stop calling Himeno a vessel.
Is there any meaning whatsoever in all of that? For me, the role one plays takes precedence, and in my world, I am the sister. I will stream it eventually, but first come Momodora and Valhalla. How awful. I can't think of you as a human. Mary alone is bad enough, but Himeno is being held hostage here as well. If Himeno drowns, I can save her. How can I possibly save both of them? I frantically search my thoughts. Sagi no Marieko isn't taking her eyes off of me. At the same moment I become aware of her stare, she laughs boldly. Mayu?
You're the one who's awful.
Wah! With that brief phrase, I halted my thoughts. Just like the bizarre phenomenon at the deep sea truth, her voice and tone are unmistakably human.
Leaving me in that terrifying place. It's your fault that I have ended up like this, Mayu. If you had just told me the truth about yourself, we wouldn't have gotten into a fight. If you had just told me about things like your sister going missing, or that she was here, instead of deciding everything on your own, I wouldn't have ended up like this. Himeno. So that's how you saw it. Even though Sagi no Marieko is possessing her, those words just now were none other than Himeno. I see Himeno as my best friend. Because of that, I know that those words are how she truly feels. You know, I thought of you as my best friend, Ayu. But that was just my own misconception. You didn't care what happened to me, did you, Mayu? That's not. My words of denial come out shrouded in uncertainty. Himeno's expression is a serious one. It's the face I saw when we fought. Looking a little like she might cry, very angry. I came all this way for Himeno. Why are things getting so messed up here at the very end? Himeno, I'm sorry. Don't give up again, big sister. One-chan! I start to look down. Mary's voice calls me back. Mary. When I've been in an argument, I lied too. Even though I love you, I said I hated you. This lady's making the same face I made all those times. Didn't I tell you not to speak? Agino Marieko squeezes the base of Mary's neck even tighter. Mary instantly shuts her eyes and looks at me through the thin slits. Mary! I'm alright, Nechan. With a pained expression, Mary continues to smile. I love you, One-chan. Just the way that you are. I told you to shut up, didn't I? You little brat. Sayonara, One-chan. Oh, not Mary too, you bitch. Oh my fucking god. Just as she hinted at with her tones, Hino Marieko tosses Mary into the water tank. Even at that last moment, his face was smiling. Mary! It's almost a reflex. I dive into the... Serves you right. I hate such juvenile ways of thinking. Sagi no Marieko's shrill ladder resonates from overhead. I swim after Mary as she sinks to the bottom of the tank. Swimming isn't exactly my forte, but no matter what, I want to save her. Shine! This way, I'll finally be free. My soul will finally become one with this Manten Aquarium. I swim deeper and deeper. I notice that Mary's body is beginning to float up little by little. The tanks here in the aquarium contain a great deal of salt. Much like seawater, the force with which something is thrown in disappears against the water resistance, causing it to float. I will save Mary. I reach out my hand and grab Mary's. I don't know if I actually touch Mary's hand, but I definitely have the sensation that I grabbed something. Just like that, the two of us float upward. With speed, we should be able to keep ready. This time, I was able to save you, Mary. I was able to save you. Arigato, One-chan. I don't think I can consider it saving her if she's already dead. Omae wa mou shindeiru. This time, I was able to hold the hand of my one and only little sister, whom I was unable to save 5 years ago. The thoughts and feelings that have lingered for 5 years were finally able to get through. I am unbelievably happy. My, what a pity. Huh?
That transient joy is smashed away in the blink of an eye. Sagi no Marieko has also leapt into the tank. Riding the force of her dive, she grabs a hold of us and pulls us towards the bottom of the tank. Her strength is so great it's impossible to think of it as it. No matter how great Himeno's reflexes are, there should be no way for her to drag two people underwater. This is the manifestation of Sagi no Marieko's grudge. I thought I would properly curse you to death, but I changed my mind. You can die here, with your best friend. And hear Sagi no Marieko so clearly. Her voice seems to be echoing right through my mind. I know, right? I'm the best cough voice actor. Despite the fact that we're underwater, I'll try to make it realistic next time. Despite the fact that we're underwater, it rattles my brain like the clanging of a bell, and become a piece of my grudge, giving shape to my Manten Aquarium. This old lady is so annoying. What did you say? Nani? Mary's faint voice mixes with Sagi no Marieko's reverberating a shrill laugh. Irena, One-chan, so glad. Saved me in the end. Mary is enveloped by a white light spreading out from her cheek. The light gradually grows larger, quickly spreading throughout the entire tank. Take good care of your friend, Mary. And the Kusebaba. The light mixes with the water, becoming a faint blue light. Within it, numerous fish swim about. What is this light? This brat shouldn't be able to. All of them hate you, lady. Irena, Kuso Baba. Tai Kirai. What are you trying to do? I'm only trying to get my tranquility. Oh, stop! Even within the brilliant light, I can still clearly see what's going on. Several fish are opening and closing their mouths, pulling on Himeno's body. No, they're pulling something out of Himeno's body. Stop this! Himeno! Himeno's body is becoming double layered. One is Himeno, the other is Sagi no Marieko's body. Sagi no Marieko's body? Her soul is, little by little, being torn away from Himeno's body by the feet. You all stop this. We won't stop. This time it's my turn to say my One-chan. Oddly, even though I'm underwater, I don't feel as if I'm suffocating. There have been various strange phenomena within Manten Aquarium. I have seen many odd things. However, the sight of the fish's counterattack unfolding before my eyes is by far the most feared. They are filled with the energy of lives just bred from so much hatred and resentment. I'll curse you. Even if I die, I'll curse you. Impossible! The fish here are going to eat every last bit of your soul. Holy shit, that's sadistic. What on earth is Mary? I don't get it, but this is what I've decided to do. So I've done it. Holy shit. You know, innocent sadistic child are the creepiest thing of this world. Could it be that you've become one with the aquarium before I could? Don't toy with me. Stop this! Sagi no Marieko's body has already become completely detached from Himeno's. With a look of anguish on her face, her body is being picked up by the fish. The contours of her flesh are gradually becoming distorted as Sagi no Marieko sinks away. In contrast, I am floating toward the top of the tank. It isn't because I am swimming or because of buoyancy. Orca, sea lions, Various other sea mammals are pushing Himeno and I up.
Konoyaro!
This is all that I can do. From within the light, I hear Mary's voice. Mary's body is no longer naked.
Hang in there just a little longer, One-chan.
The past. It's what created the current me. All of the things accumulated from the past, that's what I used to think made me who I am. Mary's radiance taught me something. We are all surrounded by the possibilities of the future. The past isn't everything I am. Something that remains in my heart to push me further along. Big sister, see you later. Yes, definitely. We'll meet again, Mary. This is my farewell. So comes the epilogue, I guess. As the light fades, my breathing begins to steady. As for how much time has passed, it hasn't been more than a matter of minutes. I had lost consciousness. I returned to the walkway on top of the tunnel tank. Next to me. Hey, Himeno. Even as I call out to him, there is no response. Huh? Wait. Could she? I begin to feel apprehensive. It isn't impossible. We were in the water for a very long time. The amount of endurance it took was well beyond the norm. On top of that, she was possessed by a spirit. I can't even imagine how much stamina that would drain away. It can't be. Trying not to think the worst, I rest my ear on Himeno's. Pressing into the soft feeling of her chest, I concentrate very hard. Bada-doom, bada-doom. I can hear the sound of her heartbeat, pumping in a slow but steady rhythm.
Yukata.
He's probably just sleeping by now, but Himeno is alive. The colony of parasites that were growing within Himeno back at the stage seem to be completely gone now. Their attack on Himeno must have also been a part of the grudge of Manten Aquarium. I was able to save you. Really, I was able to save you. Great joy gradually fills my chest. When hearing Himeno's pulse, my body goes limp.
Tada! I was actually awake.
Yeah. Sitting up with great vigor, Himeno spreads both arms wide. Surprised, I lose my balance and start to fall from the walkway.
Ah! Watch out! Link! Watch out!
Himeno embraces me, pulling me close to her. Realizing I won't fall, I embrace her back. Yes, was so worried. Himeno.
Haha, I'm a bit embarrassed, but thanks.
Himeno breaks away from me and suddenly steps up. I'm so glad it's not Sagi no Marieko, but the cheerful as always Himeno. Finally feeling a real sense of the relief, my tears gradually begin to flow.
Hey, why are you crying, Mayu?
Because you... The thread of tension that was pulled so tight begins to loosen at once. So much has happened in Manten Aquarium. Still, somehow I was able to overcome it all. I was saved by so many people. All of it was for this very moment.
Well, where are we?
Huh? In other words, Himeno still has almost no idea what happened here. The one who was talking to me was Sagi no Marieko to the end. It wasn't Himeno. Well, where should I start? Well, how about from the beginning? Uh-oh. Just as Himeno tilts her head and looks at me once more, Walkway suddenly begins to shake. An earthquake? Leaving us no time to be surprised, the shaking grows more intense. Unlike the poltergeist phenomena in the director's office, the entire room is shaking. But this doesn't seem to be a natural phenomenon. I grab Himeno's hand and motion for her to climb down the ladder. No, it's surely begun to crumble.
Crumble?
I forcefully bring Himeno, who looks like she wants to tell me she doesn't understand this at all, along with me. The ending has begun for everything that this red Manten Aquarium held. Despite the fact that we may not understand everything about the grudge or the souls, this space is about to be destroyed. We should head for the exit. At this point, I can't think of anything else. The law of Manten Aquarium is that for every time one passes through a door, the time axis. The biggest boundary here would definitely be the entrance. I don't really get it, but I guess at any rate we have to hurry, right? Yeah, let's go. You're pretty reliable. What are you saying? Please, let's hurry. Hayaku! Quickly climbing down the ladder, we rush through the staff passageway. Meanwhile, the ground continues to tremble, causing us to stumble as we move on. We come out of the staff passageway, we are taken aback. The booths in Manten Aquarium themselves look like they've been completely eaten up by bugs and worms. The tunnel tank is cracked throughout and numerous holes are opening up in the floor. What's going on? I think it'd be pretty bad if you fell in one of the holes. Careful. Go. Yeah, okay. Given the circumstances, our steps speed up. Before I know it, we've reached the Tokyo Bayfish booth. The booth closest to the exit. Passing through the place we came to first, the gate is right before our eyes. We can see the elevator and reception area on the other side of the gate. However, there's nothing else there. I know, right? Poor Kenji. Press F if you feel bad for Kenji. A strange mist hangs in the spaces between the numerous automatic turnstiles. From all throughout the mist comes a bright light. It's alright. Sure, this is it. My instinct tells me so. I realize I'm standing in front of the gate with Himeno. I am deeply moved. I hear the sound of teardrops falling. Finally. Hate it here. Himeno probably just tilts her head at my burning words. It's been a long journey. Okay, let's go home. Himeno? Take Himeno's hand. Asks quietly, but she suddenly looks down. No? Her voice is quiet. Himeno says my name. Her voice has taken on a serious air. One difference from when we fought or from our fun chats at lunchtime. What's wrong, Himeno? I actually do have memories of when Sagi no Marieko took over my body. Could they be from that time?
Daikiraita, Mayu-chan.
That time. The time when Himeno told me what was in her heart. She told me straight out her true feelings, her dissatisfaction, without hiding any. Yeah, Mayu, you probably thought that was a trick by Sagi no Masan to confuse you. But those were my feelings. Without any lie, those were the feelings inside of me. But they came out of my own mouth. Your true feelings. That's right, one time I hated you. Even though I don't feel that way at all now. I love you. I did feel that way, but I detested you. Did you risk your life to save me, Mayu? I can't seriously lie to you. I can't keep hiding that from you. That's why I can't go with you, Mayu. I'm sorry, but Still looking down, Himeno lets go of my hand. No! What are you doing? The rumbling in the ground continues, the wearing away of Manten Aquarium. No way! Did she die while we were away? Not like this! Clearly, it's a sign that before long, Manten Aquarium will disappear. Just once. Question myself. Oh, what are we gonna do? What is a bad ending? Which one? Which one is the bad ending? No, it's the second one. One is the bad ending. Maybe I really hate human too. That thought passes through the deepest part of my heart. Could be that I also, the depths of my heart, may also bear some unease in this action towards you, Himeno. Even for me, surprisingly cool tone I use. Himeno nods and bites her lip. I kind of think that The desire to save you that I got puffed up probably came from my sense of duty and responsibility. Yeah, that's true, I guess. It's just that I'd said something so terrible. Off to myself that I didn't like it. The one who tried to save me with everything she had. So thinking I can go home with you is... Himeno, I didn't say anything like that. It's alright. If that's how you truly feel, it wouldn't be right for me not to accept it. Yeah, that's the bad end. Himeno quickly pulls her head back, takes a step back from the... Stay here. Huh? Dead, Doen. No. Without giving me a chance to respond, Himeno is swallowed up in a black hole as it expands with a tremor. Due to the crumbling of Manten Aquarium, this whole world is eroding. Himeno's body disappears into a hole the same size as others throughout Manten Aquarium. Away. The destruction is swallowing up everything, right up to my feet. A floorboard knocks me into the air, launching me past the... Mary didn't die for this. And we get the bad ending. A week after returning to the safety of our original world, I visit Manten Aquarium. So pretty. I entered the jellyfish booth and admired the expansive cosmos without a second thought. Himeno is not on my side. It seems that Himeno's parents have filed in-person report since he hasn't come home at all. However, the police investigation has been fruitless and Himeno has not been found. Of course not. He was swallowed up in all that destruction. So, half a year has passed since that day. Soon, I'll move up a grade. I visited Manten Aquarium again. Every time I go, there's no strange occurrences. Just an aquarium overflowing with smiles and emotion. One by one, I carefully examined each exhibit. The impatient Himeno would always prod me along with, "Hurry, hurry!" Now that Himeno is no longer with me, no matter how fascinating the aquarium is, it is never enough. It isn't just my enjoyment of the aquarium. If I think back on it now, ever since that day, my daily life has been great. Having lost the life that was Himeno, I don't even know how to have fun anymore. Having returned home, I laugh emptily. I'm sitting on my bed, holding my knees, not doing anything in particular, just spacing out. Before I know it, I fall asleep. The morning of the next day has come. Lying down and getting back up is hard. Every day is depressing, but it can't be helped. This is the result of my choice, of Himeno's resolve to stay back that a bit. Maybe it's selfish to feel lonely. But doing true feeling. And now we're gonna go for the true end, have no doubts. I hear the sound of Himeno's weeping. It's rare for her to cry. But when we see touching movies, she always cries. I wonder, why is Himeno crying with such a brooding face? I don't understand the reason. Himeno, you're such a fool. Huh? We're best friends. Parts that I like, the parts I don't, friends accept all of it. I tightly grab the hand that she has pulled away. Mayu! Lifts her head, tears accumulating in her eyes, and rushes over to me. Two of us, together, pass through the gate. And we're gonna get the true ending. We're out. We survived. This is staggering. We come out of the gate. Everywhere we look, people, people, people. Customers and employees, there are innumerable amounts of fish. Fish are only swimming within the tanks. The color of the water isn't red, and I can't sense any abnormality anywhere. Mayu, is it? Hey, did you send me to the friend zone, Mayu? A true ending. Yes, we've come back. We were able to get back. My eyes settled on the information desk at the entrance. A sudden wave of relief washes over me. Too much has happened since we came here. Himeno and I may have some minor injuries, but we've returned to the real world, more or less unscathed. I can't take any more. I'm so happy. Himeno, we're back. Exhausted, I can no longer hold back everything welling up inside me. My eyes suddenly feel hot and large droplets overflow from them. Oh, I'm so glad. Yukata. Hey, Mayu, if you cry in a place like this. I know. The people around us have no way of knowing what we've been through. Just a junior high school girl who suddenly started to cry. I'll definitely be seen as a strange girl. Wanna find some place on the edge of the room? I'll go buy some cocoa. No, let's go together. I don't want to be apart. Okay. You're such a baby, Mayu-chan. You're no baka! We sit in the rest area and Himeno pats my back. Just as I start to calm down, I glance at my watch. According to the time, it's about 8 o'clock at night. Our whole ordeal wasn't even a full 8 hours. Even so, it was the most densely packed period of time of my life. Hey, Mayu. What's up, Himeno? Daisuki-da! Saying this in a conspicuously loud voice, Himeno winks at me. Hey, that's a bit sudden. Averting my eyes, I push Himeno away, but I can't keep a smile off my face. I don't know which of us is more embarrassed. I wanted to protect this smile. Yet, a bubbling warmth begins to boil over from within. I feel the same. Well then, let's go get some ice cream. Now? Won't we be late getting home? It's alright. I can help you with your skills. That's the case, I'll go shopping with you. What disgusting surprise. Having pulled my hand away from Himeno, I board the elevator. The me up to this point would probably have just gone home. Coming home late once in a while is probably okay. Right now, I want to live in this very precious moment. Manten Aquarium, that place that takes up no more than one corner of Manten East building, is somewhere I can never forget. Sea of stars, a river of lights. Everyone is everyone, just one of those lights, twinkling frantically the light of life. It doesn't matter if it's fish or people, for both it's an equally harsh world. Meanings and farewells, a resolution to overcome the farewell that pierces my heart. My heart rips endlessly, a powerless little drop. However, that sound is surely resonating somewhere. And now we listen to the ending song. The soundtrack for this game is pretty good actually. Who is Batman 28952? Oh, they left. We're slowly getting random people in. We're growing. This is great. They left, but they were in. This is a good sign. I'm gonna be right back. Gotta get some water. Being a voice actor is totally tiring. Really? How much is the soundtrack? Let me check. Oh, it's $7. I might get it. It's pretty amazing, to be honest. I'll be right back. I need water. Seriously. Oh wait, there are more CDs. Or not. That was a CD. Whatever. Okay, I'm back, and yes, there are 3 endings. There are 3 true endings. The other 30 endings are bad endings. Now, we're not sure if every true ending is actually a good ending. I get the feeling the other one besides this one is gonna be pretty depressing because this one seemed happy, like, we'll see what the other conclusion is. There are 4 true endings. So if I were to see it as if there are multiple conclusions, I would say like the 4 are possible depending on how the main character acts. I don't know, but we have more than 75% of the bad endings, and I do know the alternate route have other bad endings. I'm gonna click on the bad endings on the other route and click skip just to make sure whether it's the same or not, because I have the only skip red parts option activated. Oh yeah. Should be almost over. Those are the last CDs, they're out. Soundtrack is amazing! Yeah, that was the last one, which was Mary sending her army of fishes to eat Sagi no Marieko. He deserved it, don't get me wrong, but that was a pretty scary move from Mary. It reminds me of when Maria from Umineko goes all sadist and whatnot. Sadistic children are the greatest thing in this world. Okay, now we're gonna get the other two. Unless there is some kind of episode. Is there not? Only see a black screen? There's an epilogue, I knew it. A quiet rain. Pitter pat, pitter pat. The drops make a small sound as they land on the girl's umbrella. The droplets of water bursting open mixes with the scent of the trees lining the street and the asphalt, making Himeno, who is taking deep breaths, aware of the smell of rain. He had thought it would be a good idea to come on a day there was no club, but today just happens to be a rainy day. Since it would have been a simple training and meeting, Himeno would have been done and heading home within an hour. Turning down her clubmate's invitation, Himeno headed for Manten on her own. She has plans with Mayu again this weekend, so today is her only chance to come alone. In order to distinguish herself, take action as Mayu's best friend, Himeno finds a flower shop she read about in a magazine, closing her umbrella, heads inside. There are several flowers reminiscent of the summer season, cute yellow sunflowers and hydrangeas adorned with the melancholic color of rain. The mentor Himeno enjoys visiting different shops. She has little experience with buying flowers. It's such a sweet smell wafting through the small store. She decides to come here again with Mayu. It's 3 after the one that comes after this, which will be skipped for the most part. For the most part, we have like other 3 left. I have a question about these flowers. Having finished her shopping, Meno once again walks through the rainy mountain. Her destination is none other than the Mantenist building. As she had thoroughly checked the map yesterday, she is able to reach her destination without issue. Heading through the lobby that is crowded, whether it's raining or not, or rides the elevator, and then quickly shrinks away from Himeno's side. Going through the entrance, Himeno buys a student ticket. The lady at the reception desk is the same one that was there yesterday, with her dark brown hair pulled back in a bun. Her lips slightly painted with pink. The cold. Her lips slightly painted with pink lipstick form a smile, and she asks, "You came yesterday as well, didn't you? You're alone today?" Being a junior high schooler alone is probably a rarity. Himeno is pleased that the lady remembers her face. "Yes, it was really fun, so I'm here again today." "Thank you so much. Well then, please enjoy your visit." "Of course." Returning the lady's smile, Himeno politely declines the year-long pass the lady has offered her. Visiting more than 3 times in 1 year earns a free visit, but it would be better to get the year-long pass when Mayu is with her. Himeno passes her ticket through the ticket gate and once again enters Manten Aquarium. As it's already evening, most of the customers are adults, particularly couples. How nice. A boyfriend says, "I'm sorry," to his girlfriend, after being over an hour late due to working overtime. Although this has left her in a full mood, they walk around the aquarium. A smile slowly overtakes her whole face. Finally, they end their day at a restaurant with a view of the town, clinking their wine glasses. While aspiring to such an adult romance, Himeno sighs at the notion of having no such prospects in the present. See, it's not Yuri. Of course, after staring into the tanks for a while, one loses awareness of the other customers. Manten Aquarium is one little universe that Himeno is familiar with. I should take a screenshot and send it to Kino to crush his hopes and dreams. Actually, you do it please, Sebas. Like, take a screen of this right now. It's here. Okay, take a screenshot of this right now and send it to Kino. Like, put it in a red circle. Like, just paste it in paint for now. Oh, there's Kino. Let me read this again. While aspiring to such an adult romance, Himeno sighs at the notion of having no such prospects in the present. Boyfriend and girlfriend. After taking a brief look around, Himeno leaves the aquarium. So Himeno thinks she'll head on after a meal at a cafe on the 2nd floor. She ends up having reservations about going in alone and, distracted by her hunger, gets a smoothie made from dark leafy greens from the juice bar. Once again, riding the elevator, she heads for Manten Aquarium. The night sky visible from the elevator reminds her of another starry sky. It's just nothing but the cosmos. Putting the name Manten to shame, Himeno sees the starry sky in various places, in the aquarium and the night sky, even in golden nail polish and aromatherapy candles. But the real vastness, the starry sky, is something Himeno still doesn't know. However, Himeno isn't worried about such a thing. They spent with her best friend Sparkles, and Himeno now knows how precious that is from the bottom of her heart. Oh, I forgot something. An aquarium is now closing. All of the customers are heading for the elevator. Heading for the lady who is about to close the reception tray shutter, Himeno calls out to her with a pained smile. It's the same lady with the dark brown hair. I'll come right back, so may I please go get it? You forgot something? Half of the lights have been turned out. Shall I accompany you? No, it's alright. I come in here tomorrow as well. Haha, I see. Well then, we're closing up, so please hurry back. He's gonna find something there, right? Meno quickly passes through the ticket gate, exits the Fish of the Tokyo Bay booth, heads for the tunnel tank. Just as the lady said, the inside is much darker than it was in the middle of the day. I'm here. Sorry, I sneezed twice. Himeno stands at the center of the tunnel tank and rests her hand out on the tank glass. It isn't as if there is anyone else around, but Himeno looks up and speaks in a voice. You probably can't hear me anymore, but I have something I think I should say. Mary-chan. Oh, Mary! And thank you, Sebas. In the blink of an eye, Himeno is brought to tears, her voice shakes. It's my fault Maya had to face something so scary. I didn't know anything about her past. I hadn't even tried to. Even though I talked so much about ghosts and all, I could have never imagined. Meno leans on the tank, looking down. If it doesn't, her body will give out completely. It seems as if the strength to hold up her body, leaving in torn with her overflowing emotions. Since you were there, Mary-chan, we were able to come back. I was able to make it out without losing something so precious to me. Aww. She says this, pulls a flower from a shopping bag. It is a blue rose. Only one. It holds feelings. Even flowers here would, first, be in the way of others. But she at least wants to get her feelings across by just one flower. Thank you so very much, Mary-chan. Somehow, rest in peace. Her words serve to accompany the flowers. Himeno puts her hands together. Probably only several seconds that passed real time. However, time is not the problem. For Himeno, it is the depth of what fills that time of her very precious sentiment. Okay, I'll probably get in trouble. Himeno wipes away the tears that have gathered at the corner of her eyes and jogs toward the exit. He never hears any sort of reply, therefore, this is probably nothing more than her satisfying herself. However, this is Himeno's farewell, her decision. A farewell to her best friend's little sister, and a resolution to properly watch over Mayu and to support her. Saying thank you to the lady at the reception desk, Himeno heads for the elevator and wants someday, Bill, grateful that she is alone in the elevator, up at the nightscape and tomorrow life will go on as it always has. However, for Himeno, he'll begin to move forward just a bit each. Trending pin. Now we got the first 10, 3 more to go. Achievement unlocked, Himeno. Picture is picture of the blue rose. Okay, so we're gonna load and be fuck. Okay, I remember. Should be around here, I think. Okay, try to read a little more. Yeah, we get information. That's how we find him. And yeah, we're about to make the choice that will put us on the other route. Also, guys, we had another random viewer. They're growing slowly. Also, is Kino here? Kino, are you here? Look for a way out of the aquarium. Yes. Drop. Okay, we skip. And supposedly that's like the only choice. Changes the whole route. Go back using a new route because we get eaten by Kenji-san. Okay, have to save her. We don't save her. There's coming. It was sound. Scary. There we go. Come with me. And choice should be have to save him. We already did save man. That's right. I will save Himeno. I won't just say that she can probably be saved. In this aquarium, I have to be determined. The girl steeled herself. She had no doubts. She seemed strong. Second, I got it right. Different self. Harry, Cross, Present. I didn't say it, the novel did. I'll move on. Saying this, I reach for the door to the staff room. And I think it's gonna be the same. It was definitely the first time we switched seats since 7th grade. Flashback. Okay, who will I sit next to? Nakabe-san, was it? Nakanobe. When I first entered junior high, I didn't really make an effort to talk to any of my classmates, so I had no friends. Even now I have anxiety about talking to people I don't know, but it pales in comparison to the way I was the year before last. Oh god, this cold is killing me. Yeah, this is another route, but it's probably gonna be a skip, I think. During free time, I would read books in the corner of the classroom. During lunchtime, I would slowly eat my lunch alone. That was how it was every day. I knew how to keep myself occupied. Ah, sorry. By the way, Nakanobe-san, do you have low blood pressure? No, not really. Well, I'm your neighbor now. Get to know each other. What duty be end? Ribbon? Love ribbon? No, I don't remember it. Himeno was the last one in the row closest to the window, and I was next to her. Himeno ended up with no one else to talk to, so she did all she could to talk to me, or at least that's how I saw it. Ah, Mayu, your lunch is ground steak with cheese inside. I just love it. Let me have a little. Ah, my side dish. Okay, I'll give you the pork from my yakisoba bread, Mayu. No, he's quit being so picky, Mayu. Mayu? Yeah, Mayu. You're Mayumi-chan, right? So I thought I should call you Mayu. You remember my name. This exchange took place 2 days after our seats changed. I still hadn't opened my heart to Himeno. Undaunted by my court manner, Himeno would do things like reach for my boxed lunch. Up to that point, I had never told her my first name, but Himeno called me Mayu. After that day, something changed. I would initiate conversation. And even after that semester and the next big change, Himeno would bring her lunch over and eat with me at my desk. Before I realized it, Himeno and I had... The first time Himeno and I ever argued was in the summer. Should we see a documentary or a horror movie? It was a trivial matter, but it was important to us. After that, Himeno and I fought numerous times, but we made up just as many. Every time it rains, the ground hardens. Himeno, I muttered to myself. Even with today's argument, we made up. There was nothing else more important than Tamagawa Himeno, my one and only best friend. Best friend. Yes, that's right. No matter what, I will protect her. Mayuri at the present, guys. Okay. Probably. No prospect at the present. This should be the same thing. Skip, yes. No, I should stop. This is a bad end. Does it change? I think it's the same. Yeah, let's go all the good route. I'm gonna save all the choices. Got it. Blah blah blah. Yoshi-san, because we don't know if he's called Kenji. Tasukete kure, run straight through. Skip. My mustache. Let's keep moving on. Stop her. No, don't kill her, you Konobaba. Yeah, it's mostly the same, I knew it. Wait. What is it, Tone-chan? No, this isn't right. Yeah, I knew it was gonna be mostly skip. The director's office. We're gonna stick around. By a murder could she have meant the director's accident? Reach for my pocket. There's the picture. Stop it, Dad. Yes. We learned Saya's name. Do we return to... Is this the same bad ending as before? Yeah, it is. Probation lies. We gotta head for the deep truth again. Ah yeah, let's see the ending. Taking advantage that we die. Well, we don't die, but it doesn't recover ever again. At least, we're missing 4 bad endings. That's probably from the other route. We're gonna load. The deep shit booth. Irena. Take the hand. Mary. Pull Mary back. Give her the jellyfish amulet. Is this gonna be the same? So it's only gonna be the epilogue that changed? Apparently so. Blah blah blah. I have no doubts. Come with me, Himeno. Yeah, it's only gonna be the epilogue, probably. Enjoy the ending again. I know, right? So apparently it's only the epilogue that changed, because I'm sure that was the only choice that affects like the ending, the one whether we save him. Then we can get the new game plus after this. Like it's mostly gonna be skipped, but there's like a scene during the introduction that's new, I think, or something like that. The new route, which I think is a little bit short than the common one. But though. Oh. Yeah, it's a different appeal. Where? I bought them! That necktie was so cute! I found the strawberry scented candle and... You really did buy a lot. You won't get in trouble? She looks cute like that. She looks better than with her uniform. That guy saved her ass. I know, Kenji! I think he's more relevant in the new route. It's fine. Ah, that's right. We haven't looked at shoes yet today. Well, let's go. Hey, wait a second, Himeno. I'm a little tired. How about we eat some ice cream and take a break? It's been 1 week since then. Himeno and I are visiting Manten Building 8. Mother was a bit huffy about me going out for a second week in a row, but I got my way in the end. Even my nagging mother was surprised that I wouldn't back down, but I guess I changed a little bit. It's alright if we get ice cream, but don't mess up your stomach like you did last week, okay? I told you I'm fine already. After a week has passed, that terrifying aquarium is like a memory or a dream. We have returned to a relatively unchanging daily life. That day, I eventually did eat 3 scoops of cookies and cream and my stomach started to hurt. I couldn't go shopping with Himeno. As compensation, we came here to get our fill of fun, the aquarium. That's right, an aquarium. There's a reason we came, without hesitation, to this place stained with trauma. I don't want this to be a place filled with only bad memories. This is the place I last played with Mary. The place where I met Sayo. The place where we became friends. Sayo, no! I hope she survives. The place where it was etched into my heart just how important Himeno is to me. There are a lot of painful memories, but on the other hand, it's a place I really love. Well, to relax, should we head on in to the aquarium? Mayo, aren't your legs still a little bit too tired? It's fine. I'm totally fine. Alright, then let's go. That was easy. Carrying her shopping bags with both hands, Himeno energetically heads for the elevator. Despite we've been walking for a bit, the cool breeze from the air conditioning is a nice feeling. The window through which one can see all of Manten gets me excited. An upbeat song I wouldn't normally listen to is playing in the background. Manten's building is totally fascinating, but the deep blue of Manten Aquarium is incredibly soothing. The beauty of the water and the light, the pulse of life and of the future. What are you doing, Mayu? Let's go! Okay. I speed up to catch up to Himeno, who has gone on ahead. From here on, many beautiful things await me in the future. If I try my best, I can overcome all of the challenges awaiting me. That's why this is my farewell. Truly, my sound of drops. So this is Mayu's side of Finn. And we're gonna get an achievement, I think, for the ending. Or not. Ah, there we go. Achievement unlocked. Princess of Rock. The last CG of Mary and Mayu. I mean of Himeno and Mayu. Now we're gonna start. I'm gonna see the new scene from the intro. We're gonna go on delving into the new route. Achievement unlocked to the depths. Says started a new game process. To the depths. You followed the tracks of the mysterious girls. Yeah. Think with improvements to it, the station itself became an unquestionable hub for the subway and railways. Manten Station was quickly reborn as a terminal stop. The symbol of the town, Manten's building, was built in the center of the business district. It became an entertainment hub for students, adults, and tourists alike. The stronger the light, the deeper the darkness. Like the east side, bustling with visitors from a wide age range, the side developed as more of a pleasure district. There are various bars and other businesses focusing on nighttime entertainment. Although cases of illegal immigrants coming to do manual labor have increased, their higher-ups remain concealed within this forest. Their gun-like unions have strengthened their pull, forging something of an unspoken agreement with the police. Inevitably, the public order has deteriorated. This town has become dense with both light and dark. It is within the basement of a building in a back alley in the deepest part of this pleasure quarter beyond the west exit that the live music group Kagero lives. Kagero Days, Kino! Oh my god! Girl walking alone at this hour runs the risk of being hit on. But with strict rules being enforced these days, almost anyone who learns that the person they're talking to is a student would back off. Anyone looking for an easy target is just mindless. Occasionally, there are those who won't give up. The perverted creepy types who are thrilled that I'm a junior high student. There's no merit in talking to them, so I ignore them. Well, to be honest, the others are just as worthless. Especially considering I didn't come here to pick up guys in the first place. As far as the niceness of this pack ally are concerned, they seem to have learned to recognize my face, so conversation attempts have decreased. Ignoring people is quite draining, so I am grateful from the depths of my heart. Tayo! Yes, if you add this to the cost of the drinks, it should be exactly 3,000. Yeah, but you're a junior high student, right? Sorry, but after 6 PM, people under 16 must be a newbie. Click my tongue and look at the staff member. I have no recollection of seeing him before. There's a large amount of turnover among lead music group staff, but still, this kind of are troublesome. I bet my money, so hand over my key. Place has never been a stickler for rules. They give minors alcohol and cigarettes all the time. I'm not here for either. I'm just here to listen. You don't hurry, I'll report this place. I got it. Here, this is it. He falters as quickly as I quickly talk him down and hand over my ticket without him. Not as if someone like me would make a report. Saying no, but saying so is more than enough to get it. He probably feels the same, seeing me as troublesome and wanting to end the conversation as quickly as possible, which leads him to be careless. Stinks of cigarette. I come here often, so I hate the stench of tobacco. Lately many places have separate no smoking, but this Kagero place has an olfactory mentality, so the inside is filled with smoke. I often hear that it's good to be retro, but most of the ones saying this are people over 30. These days, smokers have come to hate the second hand. There is a show tonight, so it's packed. The eyes of customers be waiting for the start of the show are gleaming. I whip through the crowd, most of whom aren't paying attention to their surroundings, reach the drink counter. I know. It's been exactly 1 hour 44 minutes. Club soda in a bottle. I take my drink from the bartender. Usually this would be mixed with alcohol, but I like to drink it with a little lemon, so I drop a slice in. The faint, refreshing scent of citrus because it mixed with the stank of tobacco in my nose. This is a good spot. I lean against a pillar near the bar and touch the bottle to my lips, sipping the carbonated water. The tingling sensation it gives hits the spot. I finally feel relaxed. I probably stand out amongst all of these other high-strung customers, but I'm not really paying them much attention. It actually sounds like it would be a mix that goes well in Valhalla. The reason I came here is to gather information on rumors regarding Manten Aquarium. Surely any junior high school girl in the metropolitan area has heard these stories. That on the day of a full moon the water tanks turn to blood, or that fish with human faces about, or that those who get lost in the coast town see fish food home. Worthless stories written on the earth. But I can simply dismiss these stories as meaningless. Whoops, I knocked my microphone over. No, I kinda. I just... Oh wait, my words are disappearing or something? Of the many rumors, it's that story in particular that gives me a sense that something is amiss in the real world. The reason why is because the director of Manten Aquarium, my father, Sakuragi Isao, died at Manten Aquarium. Yes, I know, the police records list his death as accidental. In reality, his death vicious one with its cause unknown. There is only one way his body could have ended up torn to pieces in a tank at the aquarium. Okay, I lowered the threshold a little bit, so it should be better now. It's been about 5 years since then, so I was about 10 at the time. Despite how young I was, I didn't believe it was an accident. But with nothing to go on, I had to let it go. However, lately, I've begun hearing these strange rumors. When the rumors started, it was strange that there was no origin to them. I began my search for a source about 2 months ago by hanging around here after hearing that someone from the club, Kagero, worked part-time at the aquarium 5 years ago. But nothing's come of it so far. If my efforts are fruitless, this time, a night when there should be the most people here, Then I resolved myself to changing the location of my investigation. Unfamiliar girl. Oh, this is a surprise. Someone speaks to me in the Kansai dialect, coming off as overly familiar because of it. She doesn't speak extremely fast, but she's probably from the Kyoto area or somewhere around there. Sounds more elegant than the Osaka dialect. Looking at the source of the voice, I'm a bit surprised. It's a girl younger than I am. I thought she might be a female otaku with no one to talk to, but really, she seems quite intriguing. That being said, she seems to be looking my way with an odd expression. What? You're creeping me out. Don't say that. I'm Minato Miku. Nice to meet ya. It's not the one I'm looking for. That person had worked part-time 5 years ago, so it couldn't have been this kid. You can be employed until your first year of high school. Minato wears an outfit covered in frills that seems difficult to move in. She's dressed like my polar opposite. Her outfit is girly, with white as its base color. There's an 80-90% chance that someone dressed like that sees herself as cute. She's probably about 10 centimeters shorter than I am. Only upon sitting in one of the high counter chairs is she brought to my eye level. Hey, Sakuragi-san, right? Minato greets me by my last name. In that moment, I become even more wary of her. I haven't told her my name. I don't like giving my name to people I don't know, but not even the staff or customers here know it. I glare warily at Minato. Don't make such a scary face. Do you not recognize me? Is that why you're looking at me like that? Of course not. We're from the same school. You're from Class B at Mitsuba Girls Junior High, right? I'm in Class A. We're next to each other. Huh? Mitsuba Girls Junior High is the abbreviated version of Private Girls Academy Mitsuba Junior High. That's a fucking long name. Known throughout the city as a school for rich girls, it is part of a combined junior and high school. Just as Minato says, I'm a student there. Since I haven't made any friends, I don't know any of my classmates, even though it might be uncommon that some of those classmates are people who like bands enough to come to a live music club. It's not abnormal. More than that, the fact that Minato is a classmate is the same age. Surprise? From her feet to her head, I look over Minato once more. To be sure, her outfit is unique and brand name. And her fluffy blonde hair shows scrupulous grooming. Putting aside her annoying appearance, there are definitely many girls at Mitsuba like her. Still, she's so small I can see her as anything but an elementary high school student. Do you doubt me? I want to nod my head, but there's no malicious intent in her having learned my name. I can't see any point in her lying to me, so she must be telling the truth. So, what do you want? I don't want anything. I was just happy seeing a classmate at this hour, in a place like this. I wanted to talk to you. I see. Sorry, but I don't feel like chatting with you right now. Hi-chan. You're like that at school too, right? You're never with anyone. So, it's no problem if I don't have friends. More importantly, drop the chan. You're the same as me, eh? Huh? What kind of band are you here for, Sae-chan? Without going too deep, Minato changes the subject. She continues using chan, and since I'm already struggling with her Kyoto dialect, there's a pushiness to her quiet demeanor that's hard to describe. Coupled with her tendency to do things her way, it's troublesome. I remain silent. Minato puts her lips on the straw in her strawberry milk and looks at me with upturned eyes. I'm not after one particular band. If the songs are good and the band is good, I'll listen, but I don't follow any of them. The fact that she doesn't look away until I answer is a bit frightening. I have no choice but to speak. While I do have my preferences, I'm not following one specific band. It's just a matter of those bands that I hear and consider good. Whenever I go to the live music clubs, it's usually popular bands that aren't very good. I can't stand the ones who just rely on looking good, having a good MC, or acting stupid instead of having real substance. They're obnoxious. There's no point in declaring your success based on anything other than your music. That's why I dislike these visionless fools at live music clubs, getting their egos inflated by morons and prattling on about their dreams. I dislike the morons who gratefully listen to those fools talking about their dreams even more. Well then, I have a band to recommend. You should give a listen to the one scheduled to go on right before the main act. No. Then why did you come here? If you were just here for a certain band and left after, I'd understand. But if you're just vacantly listening, then you should stay till the end so you can learn which bands are good. In reality, I was planning to stay here until the end of the performance to see if anyone stood out to me. But I think I can be forgiven for not wanting to spend extra time with Minato. From the looks of it, you and I don't share the same interests. That's fine, it was worth a try. I finally confirmed that despite what I say, Minato isn't listening at all. In contrast with her appearance, she's more stubborn than I thought. Moving from here would come off as running away and might offend her. I stay put. Whether she's satisfied or not, she sits down softly. Goddamn, I hate having a runny nose. Whether she's satisfied or not, she doesn't speak any further. She seems gloomy, giving the feeling that she was listening. Tayo-chan, they were good, weren't they? So, after the show, we head back to the station. I didn't really want to walk with her. Trying to convince her not to follow me is too much effort. The nightscape is terribly bright. No way, they had amazing rhythm. Silky Strawberry. Minato recommended them. I thought they would be a goth rock band or something, but they were actually a classic rock group. The guitarist and vocalist in particular were the best I saw today. The main act, Isayoi, wasn't bad, but it was just a major difference in their level of skill. Is this a motherfucking Blast Blue reference? Because of that, I sort of feel that it wouldn't be so bad if they were here the next time I came. Those lyrics though, I can't get into them. Everything else was good though. Are you really sticking with no good and bad, and they suck for your impressions of the other bands though? Minato is more knowledgeable about music than I expected, telling me her impressions during breaks in the performances. The only thing she takes away from my comments are those three thoughts. There's no value to what I said, so it's understandable. Whenever there is a break in conversation, I realize that Silky Strawberry has come up every time. Thinking back on it, the most unusual thing is that Minato and I don't talk about anything but music. It is more mysterious than suspicious. Speaking of which, I don't particularly initiate most of the conversation. Instead, I'm sulking over my inability to gain any information about Manten Aquarium. My silence probably persists for 5 minutes. Minato is a slow walker, and I thought about leaving her behind, but even I don't know why I didn't. The one to break the silence, though quite suddenly, is Minato. You know, I experienced something weird today. I don't respond, continuing to ignore her, but she continues her story anyway. You ever hear of Manten Aquarium? I haven't. For the event tonight, I used a year pass and went there, but year pass is the abbreviation for year-long passport. It's a ticket that allows you to enter as many times as you want, at 5,500 yen, tax excluded. You can get one after going to the aquarium 3 times in 1 year. Furthermore, 5 years ago they started selling a pass case set with an illustration and photography kit. It's a premium version sold at 10,000 yen before tax. It's fairly expensive, but the illustrator is popular with apparel companies and the design containing all the fish is popular with young women, giving such goods a great deal of value. As additional perks to getting the premium version, you get the ability to visit Manten East Building observation deck as much as you please, as well as a 5% discount at some of the restaurants within the building. Holy shit, that's pretty good. With so many perks, the year pass has become quite a hit. It was the idea of a Manten Aquarium staff member, but rumor says that they've since left the company. It's not unthinkable that it has some relation to the director, the father's incident. With that in mind, I wait for the rest of Minato's story. It's still pretty good, like in the long term you end up saving a lot, with a 5% discount. That deep sea fish booth was supposedly closed long ago, right? But I was able to go in. Moreover, there were fish inside. That's not all. The fish were swimming outside the tanks. Huh? Are you stupid? Baka na no! The deep sea fish booth is closed, like you said, so there shouldn't be any fish. Which is why I said it was weird from the get-go. I thought I was daydreaming. I got caught up in the feeling and even spaced out for a bit, so I don't remember everything from that time clearly. Minato is saying something strange. Frustrating, but that's exactly why I can't ignore it. The story Minato is telling me is part of those ridiculous urban legends I'm investigating. Who did you hear this story from? I didn't. It happened today. But I don't have anyone I thought I could tell. Really? Sometimes there are people who like spreading those kind of rumors. I told ya, I don't have anyone to talk to about that kind of stuff. In other words, Minato isn't the person I'm looking for, the one who spread the rumors about Manten Aquarium. On the other hand, Minato's observations are in fact giving the rumors some credibility. You're serious? I guess it's natural that you would doubt me after all. It's such a weird story, so I can forgive you for that. I find it weird myself, but I thought you might believe me, Sayo-chan. It's not that I believe you, but it isn't that I don't either. After I say this, the conversation ends. We walk on without a word, and although the distance to the station is short, it seems as if we go on forever. Well, time to go home. I'm going this way. Seems Minato's going the other way. As we're about to part, I call after Minato. Ever since she told me about the bizarre things that happened to her today, I've been wondering what I should do, and I decided I should choose the most efficient option. Are you free tomorrow night? Yeah, why? About the deep sea fish booth you say you went to. I can't believe you if I don't see it with my own eyes. If you really did see it, then take me there. So you mean we'll go to Manten Aquarium together? We're not going to have fun, we're going to do research. I'll be waiting at the coffee shop at the Manten station at 5. Ocean cruising, right? Okay, I'll go along. For some reason, Minato looks happy. Even though I asked her to be my guide, she probably isn't inconvenienced by it. So that's how I parted with Minato. I gazed out the window of the train. I suddenly remembered that. Oh yes, tonight is the night of a full moon. The next day I entered the coffee shop at 5 p.m. I come right on time, but there is no sign of Minato. Since I don't participate in any clubs, I still arrive in plenty of time, even after stopping off at my house. I take a seat by the window and order a club soda. The new sandwich posted by the door looks delicious, but as I'm not hungry, I don't order one. I wait for her for about 5 minutes. Sorry I kept you waiting.
It took a little while to get changed. I thought that might be the case. I anticipated this by changing before coming. Be that as it may, in an area as heavily patrolled as Manten, it's easier to move about in regular clothes than in school uniforms. Still, with Minato looking like an elementary schooler, I have my doubts as to how effective this will be. Ah, wait a sec. As soon as Minato arrives and puts her back down, she stands back up right away. Some time passes before she returns, having bought a sandwich and an iced cafe au lait. I haven't eaten yet. Can we get a bite? You're asking me after you already bought it. Are you sober? I'm good. I feel irritated, but Minato's cooperation in my investigation of Manten Aquarium is essential. Minato eats her sandwich, I drink my club soda little by little, slowly. It's the roast beef and mascarpone cheese sandwich that caught my interest earlier. The thick, acidic extent that wafts my way is without a doubt dressing with balsamic vinegar as its main ingredient. Are we gonna go Shokugeki no Soma now? The seemingly homemade roast beef doesn't seem to have many slices, but each one is thick. Thick. The cooked parts and the tinge of redness seem to create a good balance. Hi, Chan. What's up? Nothing. Ah, you want a bite? Ah, you want a bite? Say ah. Are you stupid? Baka na no. Oh, you don't? This is my first time eating with a friend, so I'm not good at reading the situation. I'm not so good at this kind of thing myself. Still, don't just call me your friend. To be sure, her observation was correct, but I don't exactly want her to share her sandwich with me. If I'm going to have some, I'll buy my own. Minato eats the rest self-consciously. There's not really much conversation, and only when she's finished drinking her iced coffee late does she suggest, let's go. It was delicious, but I'm full. Probably ate too much. What? You knew you weren't going to finish it earlier? If I had known, I would have accepted your offer. So it wasn't that you didn't want it? I have my reasons. Well then, let's try sharing next time. I wonder if there will be a next time. The rumors of Manten Aquarium, as well as the tour, all of it might be revealed today. 2 hours later, our efforts prove fruitless as we stand stock still at the entrance. With no results, the air between us is gloomy. How weird. Yesterday when I was walking, the door was wide open. I see. Do you hate me? Not in particular, although I didn't like you to begin with. Savage! Why does the discussion of whether or not I like her keep coming up? What's most important right now is ascertaining the truth of the rumors. Minato doesn't appear to be lying, in which case the mystery of the deep sea fish booth deepens further. What was the difference between yesterday and today? We have no choice but to look back inductively. I wondered if it was because we were together, so we tried one at a time, but nothing changed. So, what else? Minato appears to be in thought, but finally a troubled look appears on her face, and she answers with a tone of supplication. The difference? I know. Why? Well, tell me again, from the start. From the beginning, huh? I came to have fun at the seemingly normal Manten Aquarium, and some guy called out to me. Speaking of which, I heard him talking about Manten Aquarium's urban legends. So we need to go to him. If we don't find him, we won't learn anything. You don't remember anything in particular about him, do you? When he called out to me, I thought he was just hitting on me. He was a tall man, but anything more detailed than that, he says, looking flustered. I wonder just how optimistic we can be. If we're ambushed within Manten Aquarium, we may actually meet the guy Minato is talking about. I quickly denied these thoughts.
Despite hanging around Manten Aquarium for a while, we find no clues, so we go to the club to do some research. Yeah, he might be. And the most curious thing is him having like identity disorder and actually fucking eating you. Like, is he a fucking cannibal or whatever? In other words, we're going completely in circles. Tayo-chan, are you mad? I'm not really mad at you. Tayo-chan, you a detective or something? What? Are you stupid? Kinda no. You just don't talk like a normal person is all. Tayo-chan, are you investigating Manten Aquarium? It doesn't matter, does it? Not good. I want to be your friend, Tayo-chan. I don't want you to hate me over something like this. Ridiculous. I click my tongue, then heave a sigh. Hinato's point of view is always so different from mine. I have not the slightest idea how the conversation ended up this way. That could be it, actually. Like, out of all the staff members, the only one we saw like an ID or some information, it was Kenji. So he might have been the one from the diary. This is enough. I'll investigate on my own. Tayo-chan. As I start to leave Manten Aquarium, Minato calls after. If you have time this weekend, I want to come back here with you. If you're looking into those rumors, Tayo-chan, I'll help you. Why? I told you, didn't I? I wanna be your friend. I wanna do all kinds of stuff with you, Tayo-chan. That's why I'm asking you the reason why. Probably because you like music, and because you listen to what I have to say. But it could be something different. I don't really understand it myself. It doesn't matter to me whether or not you're with me. Your thoughts aren't wrong. It's just that I'm asking for my own reasons. I say this curtly, and Minato looks down. After a brief pause, I continue. Next Friday, I'll come here once more. I'll stop off at the cafe by the train station around the same time. Do as you like. Tayo-chan. Later. Okay, later. Even I don't know why I said it like that. It wasn't that I like or dislike Minato. She shouldn't mean anything to me. I don't feel at all like I've gotten any closer to her. I wonder if something happens to this girl, and it's because Kenji. Weird. Even so, I have a gut feeling that Minato's experience is directly connected to the truth. Even if Minato herself turns out to be useless, there's no mistake that something may happen that involves her. Oh, foreshadowing. Not even attempting to hide my irritation, I walk along, clicking my tongue numerous times. After school, my homeroom teacher suddenly called me out. Minato Miku is homesick. I'm to take some important paperwork to her. I don't care if there are summons or exam results, so I didn't pay attention. If the family can't come, then friends are asked to deliver papers. When the homeroom teacher said this, my name apparently came up. I had thought about protesting that, since he was the teacher. He should take it himself. But then I remembered I was on cleaning duty. I could use this as an excuse to skip out. It's better delivering something alone than having to do anything with my baby classmate. After school, I change and head for the address the homeroom teacher gave. Ooh, does she have Manten Aquarium symptoms? So it's here. Yeah, like she actually came back from Manten Aquarium, but if we are to guide ourselves by the staff member diary, probably gonna get the drowning syndromes symptoms and whatnot now. Oh, so it's here. Using a private railway line from the west gate of Manten Station, it takes about 10 minutes. I buy drinks at a supermarket near the station. It is not that far from the station, but even in the small distance I travel, I get the impression that I've long since left the city. Hinato's home is on the 12th floor of an apartment building. The building is beautiful and it seems to have been built within the last 5 years. The entrance is serene, like a hotel lobby, illuminated by warm-colored lighting. I press the button for the intercom, and after waiting for about a minute, I hear Minato's voice. Hi. Hurry and unlock it. The autolock is released and I hate this cold. The autolock is released and I take the elevator up. It's wide enough to fit about 8 people in one car. The interior of her apartment shares its orange-colored lighting with the entrance. The door faces away from the highway, causing the neighboring apartment to seem close. Tayo-chan, thanks. I just came because I was asked to. Hinato's apartment is as pretty as I imagined it would be. There's little furniture and everything is kept meticulously tidy. I figured she would be bad at keeping things clean based on her carefree personality, but that doesn't appear to be the case. There are few utensils in the kitchen, and on closer inspection, dust is gathered in places out of reach. Well, that's a letdown. I can venture a guess at the type of life she leads. I'll leave the documents on the table in your living room along with some sports drinks, some soda and fruits. I'm opening your fridge. Hey, the meat and natto in here are going bad. The moment I open the fridge, a foul odor wafts out. There's mold growing on the meat, and the natto is impossible to describe. Without a single word, I toss them in the trash. Most of the trash appears to be wrappers for side dishes and junk food. Figures. He barely cooks at all. Even I'm not this bad. I had no idea. Then that natto is already bad? There's a difference between fermentation and spoilage. Even though it's in the fridge, it's on the verge of going bad. Are your parents not around? Is that why you had me bring these papers in their stead? I borrow a glass and rinse it out, then pour club soda inside. I decide to have a drink before I head home and sit on the sofa. Minato seems to have improved after having slept for half the day, so she pours one of the sports drinks I bought into a glass and sits down on the living room sofa. She sits down beside me, but it's a big enough sofa that it doesn't feel cramped. After taking a sip, Minato responds, You see, my mother is a single parent. Without lemon, I'm less than satisfied. I glance at the clock and see that it's already 4:30 p.m. The numbers on the clock leave a bigger impression on me than Minato's lonely expression. It was definitely made in Italy. I look around, noting that she owns many expensive things, including the furniture. Minato gives a small smile at the fact that I show no reaction. Sorry for saying something like that. It has nothing to do with you. That sad expression seems to be saying that it still isn't enough, but I don't exactly care to hear her story. Looking around her apartment gives me a general understanding, but those words confirm the fact that her mother rarely comes home. However, none of that has anything to do with me. For some time, the only sound is that of the clock hand. Time passes as it plays a fixed rhythm. I clean up my empty glass and say to Minato, Well, I have to go. Hey, Sayo-chan, are we still on for visiting the aquarium we planned for Friday? Minato asks me this after I stood up. It's not exactly a plan. But why wouldn't we be? My objective hasn't been met yet. You should know that much. Good, I'll see ya then. See you then. We go to the same school, but weird is weird. This is how our relationship is. I don't want to be seen as being close to somebody. At least not enough so that they might think I have a friend, which is a possibility if they see us talking at school. I'll walk you to the entrance, he says as I'm already on my way out. Minato finishes speaking. Its a dull thought causes me to turn around. Minato? Minato has collapsed on the spot. I call out to her, but there is no response, so I walk back over to her. When I touch her to sit her up, I feel that she has a high fever. Following her fall, her breathing has become racked. She pushed herself too hard. Why? Didn't push myself too hard. You came all this way. I just wanted to talk to you. Don't talk. Anyway, you need to lie down on the sofa. It helps that the sofa is so big. I help her, Minato lies down. Minato has misinterpreted things. It's not that I came here, that I came to her house for personal reasons, much less to chat. However, now isn't the time to chastise her about such things. Minato's fever is very high. She's short of breath from sitting out, and it seems to be getting harder and harder for her to breathe. I think that's Manten Aquarium symptoms. It's not the ones, but the one where you can breathe. Probably seeing fish swim around her right now. Ark, I'm fine. Sayo-chan. Don't speak. I fill a bowl with water, dip a washcloth inside and place it on Minato's forehead. Sweat is building up, so I use a separate cloth to wipe it away. A little bit of sports drink should be okay, so I pour some in her mouth. I'm worried she will become dehydrated. And then there's this May weather. It's been really hot lately, so she's probably really tired from that too. That's basically all I can do, so I devote the rest of my energy to things like changing the water in the bowl. The physical condition hasn't improved, but the symptoms have subsided somewhat. As this thought crosses my mind and I glance at the clock, 8 o'clock has already rolled around. Minato seems sleepy, so I lend her my shoulder and put her to bed. I decide I should leave. According to Minato, her mother should be home soon. Honestly, I feel worried about leaving her to a parent that lets her live like this lifestyle. But Minato insists that she's alright, so I give in. Worrying won't help. I've always had a strong constitution, but it's because of your eating habits. Say something to your mother tomorrow and reevaluate your diet. The cause is clear. Having suggested that, I continue with later. Sayo-chan, I'll get better by Friday. It's fine, so be quiet. I'll go to Manten Aquarium regardless of whether you're with me or not. There's no need for you to worry about it. Not like you, Sayo-chan. I begin to hear the soft breathing of someone who's falling asleep. I take a step away and think it over. I heave a sigh. Realizing what happens from here on doesn't concern me. Get better soon. Otherwise, this will leave a bitter taste in my mouth. More likely than not, she can't hear me, but I realize at that moment that her breathing has gotten louder. Just like that, I leave Minato's home behind. Don't tell me the reason she keeps pushing Mayu away is because Minato died. Okay. Apparently, it was that very night that Minato left from her apartment building. Oh, not like this. So that's the reason she keeps pushing Mayu away, despite being on basically a similar objective. Damn. No. She didn't crash into the ground, instead getting cuffed in a tree with almost no injury. But it seems she won't wake up. The point of impact was probably pretty bad. There's also a possibility that she hit her head. I heard that it wasn't a suicide. I've heard talk that it was because she tried to sit out on her balcony. But that's hard to believe. All that's going around school is the rumor that Minato took her own life. Is she in a coma or is she dead? No, she's in a coma. Being unable to wake up despite having no injuries, the rumor floating around the hospital that she lost her life energy the thing that a person needs in order to keep on living. I wish that at least the doctors would refute such nonsense. It's only a matter of time before her mysterious jump becomes intertwined with the urban legends surrounding Manten Aquarium. Only the most sensational things with no basis in reality become part of the rumors. I don't have any desire to track down the whole truth, so for me, the information I've gotten up to now on the subject is enough. Of course, it seems that she won't be coming to school anymore. She isn't getting any visitors either. With nothing but unanswered questions, it seems I'm left with a bad aftertaste after all. It reminds me of the flavorless taste of club soda with no lemon in it. Not like this. On Friday night, despite all of this, I go to the coffee shop. Even though I know she won't come, I feel I should keep up with my end of the promise. After I wait for an hour, Minato doesn't come. After that, I head for Manten Aquarium alone, but it's a fruitless endeavor. I couldn't find the one spreading all the rumors after all. Sounds like Silky Strawberry is performing again today. I sit down at the furthest edge of the bar and put my drink to my lips. After the director, my father, passed away, my mother took custody of me. My mother divorced my father when I was still young. I don't know why they did it, but she probably had money issues with my business-consumed dreamer of a father. My mother lived with her parents, my grandparents. As the daughter of the men who divorced their daughter, I was seen as nothing more than a burden, and those days were lonely and sad. Not a single member of my family came the day of my junior high entrance ceremony. When I came home, several days worth of meals for me were in the refrigerator, and money for daily expenses far more than a student would ever need were left on the table. Back in those days, I hope they still loved me, as they had paid for me to attend an expensive private school. But I got my answer. The impression I got from the neighbors was that the reason I was able to attend the private school was because of my father's insistence. On top of the desk was a memo pad with the words "Will be on a trip until next week" written on it, and money just left sitting there. Their car had also disappeared from the parking lot. The school wasn't in the area, so no one knew when my entrance ceremony was. Sending me to a school so far away was the same thing as my mother putting me out of sight, out of mind. That was fine with me. I came to the conclusion that the reason my father had custody of me was because my mother hadn't wanted me from the start. And on their way home, they all died in an accident. My mother, grandparents, and also a young man that was with them. So my inheritance passed down on me. There was a struggle against my relatives to see who would get custody of me. When I saw the amount of my inheritance, I realized that divorce was so that my mother's family's assets wouldn't be depleted by my father's debts. Rather than be sad, I looked to the future ahead. Using the name of some relative I didn't care for, I rented an apartment near the school and I attended, and, blowing through my inheritance, I began living alone. Learning the full truth did not sadden me. Instead, on the occasion of my father's passing, the feeling I had that I was always alone was reiterated for me once more. When I come back to the present, Silky Strawberry is about to perform. Before the first song finishes, I leave the club. Tonight's song resonates too heavily within my heart. Oh, she feels for me too. On the way home, I'm reminded of when I walked to the station with Minato when I came here before. The lights of the town at night are so pretty. I realize I prefer walking alone. The moon isn't out tonight, though. I remember that ridiculous rumor. Like that on the day of a full moon, the water in the tanks turns to blood. Or that fish with human faces swim about. Or that those who get lost in the closed down deep sea fish booth never come home. Worthless stories written on the internet. Not caring where I had it, I click my tongue in the center of the road. The answer has been there from the start. The day that something would happen. That's the day of a full moon. Several days later, I pay a visit to Manten Aquarium. I occasionally hear about Minato's condition, but there's apparently no change. Today being Sunday, the town is full of people. Manten Aquarium is empty. Those rumors must have some influence to them. Surely after the incident with Minato, the rumor has gained even more credibility. Even without knowing the truth, subconsciously, it must seem plausible enough. Let's go. On the day of the full moon, I am ready. Even if it means losing my life to the full moon, I will find the truth. Because there's nothing more I can lose. Holy shit. Sayo needs to survive! If she doesn't, I'm gonna riot. And this is the usual prologue, I think. Yeah. We can skip now. Yeah, this music is actually pretty generic. Oh yeah. Sebas and Kino watched the opening, it's pretty good. Yeah, that was the opening. Okay, so I think the big change is gonna be later on. Yeah, it should be the same. I'm fine really. Yeah, let's choose I'm fine really. Let's be nice to him now. Was it hitting on someone? I turned to the man until my head. Himeno has come. I relaxed a bit and can look at him in the eyes. You're asking me that? But that was what you were doing. Himeno says that in an exasperated voice in my place. He says, "You're the worst!" and grabs my arm, pulling me to her side. The man rests his elbows on his knees and shrugs. He punctuates the shrug with a sigh. Mayo, let's go. And hey, mister? Himeno mutters, facing the man's chest. Hearing her say mister and giving me a puzzled look, the man shows us the plastic name tag hanging from his neck. Ah, I must have forgotten to take this off. Himeno, speaking of which, yeah, we can skip now. Let's say that's fine. That's fine. Oh, surprising how quick you got into a good mood. Generic music again. The fight with Himeno. Yeah. I'll endure it. Yeah. Going back is dangerous. Yeah. Give me a quick second. I think there was a new bad ending, but it was a specific set of choices. Let me look it up real quick. Nah. Okay. No, I can't think of anything. What sounds? Yoshi-san. Okay, let's keep going. Please wait, I'll go. Yeah, so he doesn't get beheaded, neither do we. To get a better look. Yeah, he hits the cutlass feet. And here we go. All out frantically. Yoshi-san, what's wrong? Please come back. Even after what he's done to me, I still resist using violence against Yoshi-san. Of course, I take into account that my strength would be no match for his. More than anything, he had saved me at the jellyfish booth. The one who saved my life. My only thought is that I have to save him. Gah! Hey Yoshi-san, calm down. It's alright. It's alright. You all. Ouch! Ignoring my attempt to calm him, his large arm tenses, shooting out towards my leg. This is bad. At this rate, even so, call his name. Yoshi-san. Even so, I want to save him. This isn't something that comes from a sense of duty or ethics. Just for myself, I want to save him. You all. After all, you won't even. As he scales my body, I somehow keep him from grabbing both my legs. Thanks to the fact that he is distracted, I am somehow able to get through the moment without being grabbed. You won't even? Yoshi-san, what exactly do you? You all won't look at me. His words get caught up in my chest. You won't look at me. This thought seems to have been etched into his deranged mind. However, Denaya comes first in my mind before any question. That's not true, because if I weren't looking at you, I wouldn't be thinking that I want to help you now, would I? You Hiyoshi-san, Hiyoshi. Got his name. No, it isn't enough, so Kenji. Kenji-san. Having been called by his name, the hand reaching toward me slowly lowers. Though the hand clutching my leg does not loosen, it is correct to say that he has stopped. Kenji-san, it's alright now. I'm looking right at you. For some time, this serene period continues to permeate my entire being. Unable to relieve the tension, I stare at the suspended Hiyoshi-san. Is that so? Big sis. Suddenly, the voice passes through my brain, piercing the silence. Then it just as suddenly cuts off. What? That you? Mayu-chan? Kenji-san. Just now, for a second, Mary's voice. I started to say, then shut my mouth. What? Hiyoshi is Mary? No way. Okay, this is getting more confusing now. I get the feeling that her voice has reverberated down this passageway. Mary is nowhere in sight. Maybe it's just an auditory hallucination like the one from when we came in. A refreshed expression appears on Hiyoshi's face as if a demon has been expelled from his body. Mayu-chan, what on earth? You don't remember anything? Don't remember? Remember what? Nothing. You just acted funny for a bit. Relieved that his voice has returned to normal, I tell him what happened over the last several minutes. Of course, I take the edge of some of the frightening things Yoshi-san had blurted out. It isn't that I don't still feel wary about him, but at any rate, what had happened wasn't the norm. I come to an agreement with myself that the version of him I had saved is a separate person. What are you saying? Anyway, sorry wouldn't be enough, Mayu-chan. I've hurt you, haven't I? Well, I'm sorry. I really am. So sorry. All I can do now is apologize. No, that's not... Could you let go of my leg? Oh? Oh, sorry. I completely forgot. Arcing his eyebrows upward, Yoshi-san releases my leg. He probably stayed unaware of it because of concentrating on what I was telling him he had done. I had thought him a light-hearted person, but he is definitely earnestly taking in what he had done. Watching him as he bites down on his bottle so hard it bleeds, I decide to believe in his honest nature. I take a breath and rise to my feet, calling out to him as he remains with his head down. Okay, now we're into the New Game Plus route. Are you alright now? Please, Kenji, save Sayo. My body still feels stiff. Do you think you can stand? Somehow. Yeah. Oof. Resting his hand on his knees, he pulls his large body up. Huh? Again? Gah! A girl's voice echoes in my mind. A voice that whispered to me here in this aquarium, my little sister's voice. Almost in time with my frustration, Hiyoshi-san grimaces once again. Crap, my head. Hiyoshi-san. Have no time to worry about Mary. Having stood up almost halfway, Hiyoshi-san crumples as if his strings had been cut, tumbling to the floor of the passageway. I rush over to him, grabbing him by the shoulders instinctively. Don't worry. Huh? It's not unthinkable that I might revert the way I was earlier, right? If I do, leave me. Go on. But... You don't need to worry. I'll be fine. Falling across the floor, Hiyoshi-san rests himself against the wall. Gripping his head with one large hand, he turns to me with a pained expression. He's sweating profusely and struggling for air, taking deep breaths. Despite the state he's in, the corners of his mouth reach up with a haha. Aren't you going to look for your friend? Follow you later on, so just go. But, go! Bellow drowns out even my own breathing. Reverberating down the passageway for some time after he closes his mouth, the air seems to quiver. However, I do not find him or his sudden outburst. Hiyoshi-san, it hurts that I caused you pain, Mayu-chan. You don't need to worry if I rest a bit. I'll be fine, so... I understand. Are you sure? On my own? It's been nothing but frightening experiences. He closes his eyes, he gives me a thumbs up. His haggard breathing continues as he deals with his own impending madness. He's trying to tough it out so that he doesn't hurt me again, creating puddles of sweat on the floor. He's seriously worried about me. Therefore, I also need to seriously trust in him. No matter how many times I want to look back, I fight off the impulse and, at a quick pace I'm not used to, I put the passageway behind me. Okay, Good night, Sebas. See you tomorrow. Alright, see you tomorrow then, guys. Advance a little bit and probably go to sleep later. Or maybe finish and give you the YouTube link. Both work. I think Kino fell asleep on us, by the way. Probably sleeping there, talking the chat in his sleep. As soon as the door is between us, I put my ear against it and listen to the sounds in the passageway I just left. However, it is only my own violent pulse and not Hiyoshi-san's breathing that I can hear. He was in a strange state. Mother had once had a high fever, but Hiyoshi-san seemed like he was suffering even more than that. In spite of the circumstances, he had pushed me to go. I was worried about Himeno. He was giving my situation priority. I'll come back, no matter what. And mother to no one in particular. That's right. This is... Finally, I begin to confirm my location, and this is skippable. Yeah. I'll read a little more. Himeno-chan, no! Sobaba. Yeah, I think Kino is asleep. I'm literally dying. Why is that? Just push me. Okay, so we're gonna save and we're into the route. Look for a way out. Okay, so drop, fall into poison. No, all this should be skippable. Like the choices should be the same until the very route. Go back using any... What happened if we go back through the way we came? Probably the same bad ending. Moreover, I am concerned about Hiyoshi-san's condition. Just before I came to the stage, his sanity had returned. Walking across the center of the stage, I head for the door that connects to the passage. Open the door cautiously, peering in through the crack. With no hint of a person in the darkness, I open the door all the way. Huh? No one's here. There are no signs of human life, just the sound of machine engines going weird, echoing. The grey tone of the walls contrasted with the pale glow of the fluorescent lights is scary. At a bit of a loss, I decided to head back to him. So he could move. He didn't come to the stage for some reason. Wait, was that the right choice? Oh, either work now, apparently. And the fact that he decided not to join me remains the same. He had urged me to keep going. Not being able to see him has me worried, but I will keep moving. We're almost there, Kino. We're almost about to unveil the mystery. Have to save her. sense of hearing. Okay, I really hope Sayo lives. Let's go together, Sayo. We'll go together. No need. I'm not sure if this. Yeah, let's choose either option. Let's go for Himeno. She's the one alive. Mary died, so now I should stop. I got it. No matter what, she's still right. It's Kenji-san. This is Kenji-san's. The same as the employee ID card that Hiroshi-san had before we entered Manten Aquarium. Bra. Run straight through. Move on. Stop her. No, does she still die? Above you, Mayu-chan! Huh? That voice! Oh, are we gonna be able to save her? Please! What breaks through my bewilderment is something reminiscent of a man's voice. Looking up, I breathe a sigh of relief at the words bursting through, as I am lifted up in sync with the voice bellowing, "Let's go!" This sensation is different from floating, more like my body is being pushed up. I hear the voice from below say, "Oof!" just as I'm about to hit the ceiling, and I place my hands against it. There should be a handle above you. If you pull that, a ladder will come out. Right. I look down to give my reply and finally confirm the voice's owner. He's got a firm grip on the left and right side of my hips, raising me several meters in the air. Gives me the stable feeling of a father sitting a child on his shoulders, not letting me sleep. Kenji-san, it's fine, just open the door. Alright, from there you can pass through the passageway above and go to the other side of the tank. I got it. You don't hurry, that girl will die. Right. I slide my hands across the ceiling, searching for any bumps or grooves. I find something sooner than I expected and give a good pull on that bump. With a clatter, the ladder on the other side of the door swings down, and I reach for it before it drops all the way. I got this! Alright, I'll be there in a bit. Beside the ceiling, there's a passageway I have to crouch down to walk through. To the left and right of me are machines with meters attached. Surely they regulate the booth below. After 10 meters, I have come far enough to have passed the barrier between myself and the two girls. Still bent over, I quickly move on and push open the door at my feet. Let's save Sayo. Please. Please. Oh, did we do it? Kick it in! The "it" Kenji-san is referring is to the metal grate serving as an exit. Twisting my body inside the narrow passageway, I kick downward with all my might as he told me to. With a loud clang, it falls to the ground inside the Fish of the World booth. What? Nani? Omae wa mou indeiru. I can immediately see Sagi no Marieko shaken by the wire mesh that just fell. He takes a step back from the girl. I jump down, following the momentum of my kick. It's far from a clean landing, but at least I don't hurt my leg. I straighten myself up, Kenji-san follows behind me. He becomes aware of a third intruder. Sagi no Marieko takes several more steps, putting distance between us. Ignoring her, I rush to the girl's side. Are you okay? The girl is lying down with her eyes closed, having lost a great deal of blood. Those blank eyes I saw from the other side of the acrylic windows are now shut. I place my hand on her chest, trying to find her pulse. I can hear it. Oh yes! She's alive! She's alive! Best girl is alive. Mission accomplished. Sound itself seems to be very quiet. Still, within her soft breast, the resonating vibration is definitely reaching the palm of my hand. Yeah. In response to my voice, I can hear the girl click her tongue in annoyance. She doesn't seem to have regained consciousness yet, but there is no mistake that she's showing her emotions. Cool to the bitter end, eh? You. Even though I know she's alive now, I still can't lose focus. I listen carefully to the conversation Sagino Marieko and Kenji-san hold as they stand facing each other. Why are you here? Why are you here? Their words cut each other off, leaving only silence between the two of them. Do you know each other? Neither will answer my question. Kenji-san shoves Sagino Marieko away. With his thick arms and large body, it takes little effort for him to throw her into the wall. Because you're here. Before she can straighten herself up, he grabs her by the collar and thrusts her into the wall with a great deal of force. Having slammed the back of her head against the wall, Sagino Marieko begins to bleed, leaving traces of blood on the wall that look as if someone dipped a cloth in red paint and scrubbed the wall with it. This is quite different from how it was when Sagino Marieko was trying to kill the girl. Kenji-san, please help me. Hit this girl for now. He is most likely trying to protect us. Who knows when Sagino Marieko, who's off to kill the girl without hesitation, will target me. Honestly, I am afraid of her. A terrible good feeling about her. Still, this moment, Kenji-san seems to be acting completely out of rage. That is far more terrifying to me. Yeah, you're right, Mayu-chan. Kenji-san slowly straightens his hunched over body and turns back to me. Gah. Applying pressure to her head, Sagino Marieko crawls along the floor, moving away from us. She seems to be quite shaken. I suppose that's not unreasonable. There's no way I can sympathize with her, but at the same time, I don't want it to go any further. What is that? As I watch Sagino Marieko retreat, I sense that bad feeling once more. I quickly recognize what it is. A red, no, an almost black drop of light leaks from Sagino Marieko's body. It doesn't quite act like blood. Drops are leaking from the wound on the back of her head, as well as from the skin on her elbows and knees, worn away from crawling on the ground. The drop of ominous light hovers before being absorbed by the aquarium. I feel as if I'm looking at something I shouldn't be. And that something shouldn't be happening is... But it's the fact that she appears to be laughing when she leaves the room that bothers me more than anything else. I can't get distracted. Right now, I have to save this girl. Even this soft voice returns to my focus. Even though I said we have to save her, I have no idea what to do at a time like this. At any rate, we have to stop the bleeding. Kenji-san takes a facial tissue from his pocket and wipes away some of the blood. He then gently lifts her head and applies pressure to the wound with the tissue, pressing hard on her forehead. The blood begins to dry, the original color is indistinguishable, and it has become completely red. This girl leaves. I'm so relieved. I'm so happy. Look at how beautiful she is. Yes! Having roughly wiped away some of the blood, he removes his outerwear that has blood on it. He folds the parka he removed in order to hide the blood and lays it on the ground like a pillow. His golden ring looks pretty with his black top. There's nothing we can do but wait for now. The wounds are pretty severe, but even with my own limited emergency treatment, it seems we made it in time, so I'm glad. Will she be okay? She took a really intense blow to the head, but she'll probably be in pain for a while. Her breathing has stabilized though, but she should be fine. So much, Kenji-san. On hearing his words, a sigh of relief slips from my lips. No big deal. More importantly, Mayu-chan, you're calling me by my name now. Oh, well, that's... Oh, we're gonna be misleading. That's because I thought it best. That's because I thought it was best. When he went crazy, I called him my name while he was out of it. I thought that Kenji-san would get through him more than Hiyoshi-san would. It was a subconscious change, but the desire I have to call him by name has not changed. I respect you, Kenji-san. Not only did he save me, he saved the girl too. Rather than the version of him that changed so quickly, this trustworthy side of him leaves a much stronger impression. Since I rarely talk to adult males or males at all, I'm not very good at it. He seems to be strong and kind. Mayu-chan. Is that a confession? What? What? Without recognizing Kenji-san's surprise attack, I turn my face away. So how about it? Come on, come on. I wasn't thinking about anything like that. That's so like you, isn't it, Mayu-chan? Just as I'm thinking, I want to hurry up and get off this topic already. It's Kenji-san who changes the subject. So, Mayu-chan, this may not be the best time, but who is this girl? Kenji-san asks as he turns his face in the direction of the girl. The girl's eyes are closed. Her soft breathing continues. Her long hair is tied back and her clothes are more punk than they are high fashion. It looks like she would prefer a live music club over an aquarium. Her round eyes and soft outline somehow remind me of Mary's appearance. Actually, I don't know either. I met her after I came to this twisted version of Manten Aquarium. I paused for a moment to remember exactly how I met her, and continue speaking. By the fact that it hasn't been more than half a day since our meeting, this girl and I have struggled for our lives together. She spoke pretty harshly to me when I saw Himeno, whose body was under attack from parasites. After that, I saved her, and she saved me. Together, we researched the secrets of this Manten Aquarium, including the fact that the director here was the victim of a murder. So then, you to know about the incident. Ignoring Kenji-san's suggestive tone, continue talking about the girl. She wasn't planning to be with me to the end. She stilled herself, saying, "If I can learn the truth, then it's okay if I die." She resolved herself to end it on her own. Just as I thought that we had reached an understanding, I was wrong. Surely she felt she couldn't rely on me. If she hadn't called out to me, I wouldn't have reason enough to save my best friend. And this girl wanted to be by herself from the start. I hesitated for a moment, then nodded. Mayu-chan, before you met up with me, you really experienced so much more than I could have imagined. You've come so very close to the truth. Your eyes have taken on such a strong color. So you did know something after all, Kenji-san. I didn't want to scare you all by saying more than necessary. However, it seems I don't have to sugarcoat things anymore. Please tell me about earlier. Your friend, Mayu-chan. What condition is Himeno-chan in right now? Himeno's entire body is currently being invaded by parasites. According to what Sagi no Marieko said, that breed doesn't normally feed off on their host, but they seem to be attacking Himeno. But this girl said that if I can get Himeno and I out of Manten Aquarium, I might be able to save her because the threat of the parasites only persists while we're inside Manten Aquarium. Yeah, I get it. This girl's pretty sharp. That story is half right, half wrong. Half? What do you mean by that? If you escape this Manten Aquarium, the threat of the parasites will disappear, but the course itself will remain. Little by little, the life energy will be drained from her body and she will awaken. So that's what happens in the ending where we leave Manten Aquarium without going to the deep sea fish food. Until she succumbs and dies. First, dies? So I can save Himeno? I couldn't stop my voice from getting louder. Kenji-san doesn't make an angry face, but he does answer in a stern tone. Calm down and let me finish. This is important, got it? I understand. I hold back my overexcitement as I wait for Kenji-san to continue speaking. This aquarium is a different dimension, created from the grudge of the murdered director and the numerous fish killed and killed here. Mayu-chan, you probably remember hearing of it as a parallel world, but it's another world created from negative emotions, a world created within the framework of Manten Aquarium. Grudge is an energy from souls. Those are occult terms, right? There is definitely some power at work we cannot see. Even now, science cannot prove exactly how our emotions are created, but the power from that is surely involved in the creation of this Manten Aquarium. I decided to call it the Red Manten Aquarium. You and I, Himeno and that girl there, all of us who have come here are cursed. More accurately, we were lured here by wandering ghosts. When the Red Manten Aquarium was created, it wasn't by just the murder fish, but the souls of everyone who died here. People who died here. In other words, I could have become one of them. I've been in danger of it so many times. Even now, the possibility is still very real. If I hadn't made it to this point, I might not have believed Yoshi-san's story. To borrow his words, having reunited in the Manten Aquarium, I could have seen it as a joke at first, and lost my life without realizing how serious things really were. Something is luring us here. It may only be one piece of a bigger grudge, but for now, let's refer to them as vengeful spirits. In order to maintain their existence, they need energy. Here, within the Red Manten Aquarium, they are constantly trying to supplement that energy. But what if we escape? They'll lose their energy supply. If that were to happen, then the life force of a living human, in other words, the soul, would become their energy. What remains in our bodies would only last about a month. For example, even if we were able to escape, it wouldn't just be Himeno, but all of us who would die within a month. And it's not just that, is it? Whatever it is might contradict everything you said, Kenji-san. Hey, it's 4:03. What? 4:03? Ah, 4:37 AM. It's 1:37 over here. Also, we might be able to save Miku as well if we kill the course. Maybe, hopefully. Could you mean that before our life energy is gone, we have to come back to the Red Manten Aquarium so that the things possessing us can take some more energy? Mai-chan, you're clever. Kenji-san says this with admiration, but he doesn't sound the least bit happy. Anyway, you're right, Mayu-chan. You know when it is we need to return, right? On the day of the full moon. So the rumor Himeno had wasn't necessarily mistaken. On top of that, the cycle of the moon lasts for about 28 days. So by coming to the Red Manten Aquarium on the day of a full moon, we won't be killed by the course. When there's a full or new moon, the Earth, Moon, and Sun are in conjunction in a straight line. At that time, the moon's pull is at its strongest. You've heard that this is when the ebb and flow of the tides is greatest, right? Yes. Moreover, there are legends that say the moon gives an illuminating energy to things which normally go unseen. Whether this is to be believed or the more scientifically sound idea of the moon's effect on magnetic pull, the point does stand that the path to the Red Manten Aquarium is inaccessible on the day of a new moon. What Yoshi-san is saying has plenty of guesswork to it, but it's enough to satisfy me. No! I mean, I don't want her to die. She didn't have bad intentions and she seemed lonely. However, it's because of this satisfied feeling that more questions begin to rise. If we can reach the Red Manten Aquarium on the day of a full moon, wouldn't more people have reached it as well? Yet that isn't the case, right? Alright, good night. I'll send the video later when I export it. Difference is probably related to fate. What the fuck? The difference is probably related to fate. People who are tied to Manten Aquarium or to the victims of the Red Manten Aquarium are lured in as if they are guided by the moon's strengthening pull. I'm connected to Mary. The girl is connected to the director, her father. Himeno's connection is surely to someone pulled into the Red Manten Aquarium. Me. What? If I think back on it, everyone has their own ties to Manten Aquarium. Yoshi-san also mentioned an old acquaintance he hadn't seen in some time. Yoshi-san and who? I almost asked. Stop the words before they come out. Back when he went crazy, he said a girl's name. Maybe it's better for me not to know, and I get the feeling that I don't want to know either. Kenji-san, how do you know all of this? My experience and my deduction. Also filling in gaps with the fragments of information you girls have given me, Maya-chan. Can I do an ahegao face? Most of the times the answer is no. What the fuck, Kino? What's going on? Kenji-san heaves a small sigh, then continues. Well, your guesses so far have been on point. So I'm not just trying to maintain my life energy, but find a way to break the course. That's why I come back to the Red Manten Aquarium over and over again. This time I had no luck either, but in order to have a next time, we'll need to get Himeno-chan and escape quickly from the Red Manten Aquarium. One more thing that you should know, Mayu-chan. You should know the truth of the murder that took place in Manten Aquarium. The criminal who killed the director was Tagi no Marieko. Huh? When I'm sleepy, I just like to write random nonsense things. Wally. Wow. That girl, she's probably the director's daughter. Her primary motive was probably to learn the truth. It was most likely before, because she found the truth that Sagino Marieko tried to kill her. Putting it like that, perhaps there could be no greater motive for her almost being killed. Erasing her from this world, the ultimate method of shutting her up. On top of that, killing her inside of the Red Manten Aquarium would mean no one would see it and no evidence would be left. If she really is trying to kill that girl, completely unforgivable. My anger is greater than my shock. A human killing even one person is a sin that cannot be atoned for. Piling on other sins to conceal that first sin, repeating such a cycle ensures such a person has no future. I turn to Kenji-san and speak with a firm tone. Compared to the cool way he told me all of these facts, I probably come off as angry. I'm so sorry. I yelled even though you didn't do anything wrong, Kenji-san. As I say this, I realize that he probably purposely withheld any expression of emotions while he was telling me the facts. That's the difference between an adult and a child. Remembering the way Kenji-san looked when he shoved Ryeko-san, I empathize with how enraged he must have been feeling. It's fine. From this point on, we'll have to be calm and make our decisions based on facts. It's better to end your anger now. Kenji-san says this with a stern expression. I understand right away that what he is saying is important, so I wait for him to continue. We should leave this girl here. That was not what I expected him to say. Oh, but that's... Even if you seem to have done what you could for her, her injuries still haven't healed. If we leave her, what will happen to her? Well, we went to all that trouble to rescue her. If that's how you feel, then why? Try to look at this from the other way around. At the very least, she's received first aid. I don't get it at all. If we saved her, then we should at least. There are two reasons. After hearing what you told me, would Himeno-chan really be able to walk on her own? With your physique, it would be impossible for you to take Himeno along and escape. You would definitely run into danger. The only one who would be able to run or jump with Himeno on their back is me. What if I had this girl ride piggyback on me? It's the same thing, surely. For example, if we were chased by something, you wouldn't be able to run, Mayu-chan. He says all of this so coldly, I can't really argue with him. There's one more reason. Do you think this girl really wants to run away from the aquarium? That's Mayu-chan. How much do you know about her? It's okay with dying if it means she can ascertain the truth. That kind of result isn't forged in a day. Surely this girl has been searching for a long time for the identity of her father's killer. She's finally found it. She might have been knocked down once, but I'm sure she wants to face the killer once more. I don't know whether she wants some sort of remorse or some sort of public punishment, but having finally reached the truth, I doubt she wants to run away. If she really had decided to go it alone, she probably wouldn't have even accepted the first aid we did provide. In this girl's eyes, we've probably done more than enough. Kenji-san's tone of voice is steadily becoming more forceful, so we've finally reached the heart of the matter. It's time for you to make your decision. I won't force you. Do you want to continue? Yes, then let's go together. We leave this girl here, go back to where Himeno-chan is, and the three of us, myself, you, and Himeno-chan will escape together. 1 month from now, the three of us will have to return here, but I figured out how to get back in. I think it's a pretty reliable method. If the day of the full moon passes, in other words, when this day ends, the door to the real world won't open again until the next full moon. We don't know how much longer Himeno-chan can last. I think we should get out of here as quickly as possible. So basically, there's no time to think it over. Kenji-san nods silently. After a brief pause, he continues. Don't think of it as abandoning her, but decide based on what is most important to you. In other words, two choices have been presented to me. Just as Kenji-san says, I should decide based on what is precious to me. I think one leads to a bad ending. I will actually look this up because kinda getting sleepy as well. So we're gonna go straight. Okay, so one is... Oh, they're actually choices. They're actually choices for both endings. Okay, so we're gonna pick. Okay, the first one seems shorter, so we're gonna go with that one first. Go with Kenji-san. I'll go with you, Kenji-san. Save Himeno. Wait, he was saved in the right spot. Yeah, we did. I'll go with you, Kenji-san, to save Himeno. The reason I was able to make it this far was because the thought of saving her kept me going. That's what I want to believe in. I understand. As things stand right now, I thought that's what you'd say. I can understand. You have a strong resolve to save Himeno-chan. Yes, I made my decision and I don't want to face any further doubts. I'd like us to go, but please, wait for just a moment. I say this to Kenji-san. I squat down next to the girl on the ground. I take out the small keychain from my skirt pocket, the keychain with the starfish droplet. Mary and I, Himeno and I, and surely this girl and her father. This is the shape these bonds take on. I think rather than me holding on to it, this girl should have it back. I close the girl's hands around the keychain and clasp both my hands together. If I can, I'll definitely. Wishing with all my might, I stand up. Sorry for keeping you waiting. You okay with this? The one who said we have no time was you, Kenji-san. I guess I did. Where's Himeno-chan? At the stage, inside the shed on the stage. From here, it'll be faster to go through the interior. We can pray that nothing happens to us on the way, but just in case, you should prepare yourself. Kenji-san, do you know the law governing the fixation of points here? What's that? It's a lot that girl and I discovered. If we use it right, we should be able to safely reach Himeno and escape the red Manten Aquarium. We walk, I tell Hiyoshi-san about the doors and the phenomena. It seems he hasn't learned the law needed to rebel against Manten Aquarium. He listens intently to my story with a serious expression. We leave the fish of the world booth behind. The moment of upheaval behind us, I can definitely see that our fate lies directly up ahead. Sound of drop falling to poison, and we are approaching the endings. Did you fall asleep? Did you die? Himeno. Hey, Mayu-chan. Cry out Himeno's name just as we reach the stage. Since the rule of fixed coordinates exists, does that mean we're safe? For now? I run quickly into the shed. Himeno is there, unchanged from the last time I saw her. Man. Yeah. Ugh. When she gets shocked up, Himeno coughs up parasite. The number of parasites wriggling on the wet floor is even greater than what I saw a few hours ago. You don't need to say anything. I'm here to save you, Himeno. Himeno's deterioration has gone worse. Her eyes are hollow. You could probably say her recognizing me is a miracle. If we had been an hour later, what would have happened been? It's scary just thinking about it. You. Himeno hangs her head, her breath in right. Let's go, everything's going to be alright. If I touch Himeno, the parasites will probably try to attack me as well. Even so, we're going to escape. I can't run away from the parasites, so it's not the best solution. I have to choose what's more important. As I try to lend Himeno my shoulder, Kenji-san intervenes. I told you, didn't I? If you don't let me carry Himeno-chan, you won't be able to react if something does happen. Kenji-san removes Himeno from the chair and lifts her onto his back. His sense of stability makes me believe that. He's so easily able to carry her. He could run with her as much easier than I could. Isn't she a bit heavy? Himeno-chan, you'll probably need to go on a diet. He's gonna get mad at you, yes. My heart lightens up a bit as we joke back and forth. I feel a tightness in my chest as I worry over Himeno's condition. But you seem pretty reliable. Tell me that again later, after we escaped. Kenji-san smiles at me. We leave the shed. I follow behind him. First of all, there's no need to worry. Let's stay calm and get out of here. Following what he says, I run after him. Somehow, we were able to make it back here again. Kenji-san. Having come to just in front of the ticket gate at the entrance, Kenji-san stands stock still. Staring far past the entrance gate, he says nothing for quite some time. Sorry, let's go. Okay. As we step into the entrance, we are enveloped by a great light. I think that this light connects to the two worlds. It really is the outside. Yeah, the place we've entered is the genuine article, the real Manten Aquarium. The amount of people has increased, and we can hear the sounds, hustle and bustle. With Himeno on his back, the sun is attracting attention, so he moves for the rest area immediately. I'm gonna go buy some drinks. Setting Himeno down on the sofa, Hiyoshi-san walks off toward the vending machines. Himeno is lying down, fast asleep. Looking at her face from the side, I notice something. Parasites are gone. They really were a phenomenon limited to that place. Looking at Himeno's healthy skin color, I'm convinced even more than before. And say it. I think that something wells up inside of me. Like I told you earlier, you can let your guard down yet. Having returned, Kenji-san hands me a canned drink. Hot cocoa. Kenji-san is holding a bottle of sports drinks for himself. The hot cocoa permeates my body. It's sweet enough to smother the parts of my heart that aren't yet whole. This hot drink is perfect for a building where the air conditioner is going full blast against the hot early summer weather. In contrast to me, Kenji-san, covered in sweat, downs his drink in one gulp. Although I guess we should take a breath for now. Giving the now empty plastic bottle a good spin, Kenji-san settles himself onto the sofa. There's a question I've been meaning to ask. Can I? What is it? My age? Well, that wasn't it, although I am just a little curious. How old are you, by the way? I'm 22. How old are you, Mayu-chan? Himeno and I are both 15. We're in our third year of junior high. 7 years difference, eh? Well, what did you want to ask me? About getting in and out of the Red Manten Aquarium. Finishing up our idle chatter, I get down to business. It felt like it was not an entrance we passed through so much as we went astray in order to reach the Red Manten Aquarium. Coming back, we passed through an exit. What's the difference? Do you know, Kenji-san? At first, I wasn't sure either. In the beginning, I also felt like I had gotten lost and wandered in. In the beginning? Then, Kenji-san, today you passed through an entrance to get to the Red Manten Aquarium? In other words, it's the general concept. I think the way we think about it is the problem. Can you give me more details? If I don't have more, I get the feeling that I won't know how to get back in on the next day of the full moon. No need to worry. Like we talked about before, what you need is a connection. If you aren't rejected by the Red Manten Aquarium, then the way will open. The problem is the entrance. Thinking of it like an entrance and exit is just an idea we constructed. So the door that connects Manten Aquarium and the Red Manten Aquarium is really in our minds. What do you mean by that? If I think of that vending machine as an entrance, then it will become an entrance? Is that what you mean? I point at the vending machine Hiyoshi-san brought me cocoa from. I thought no matter what happened, we wouldn't get into that Red Manten Aquarium. It's still just too much for me to comprehend. If you are able to believe from the bottom of your heart that it is the entrance, then yes. Anyway, the border between worlds isn't by nature that distant. It isn't like the wall separating a house from the outside. From the moment we become aware of it, the entrance is created. It's fine for us to think of it as a door or a ticket gate, even a window or a hole. And if it's not something like that, not be able to see it as an entrance. One would think it's strange to look at a wall and call it an entrance. Only a pure child could think of that as an entrance with all their heart. In other words, Kenji-san, what you want to say is that because I thought this is the entrance, then any other way in aside from the aquarium entrance disappear? Kenji-san nods and adds, yeah. You don't acknowledge it, it won't exist, but as soon as you do, it does. Maybe ghosts or something like that as well. Anyhow, Mayu-chan, you should at least believe that on the day of the full moon, you can get back and forth to the Red Manten Aquarium through the entrance. Yeah, I think the fact that we got out was proof enough of that. I take another sip of my cocoa. At the same time, I hear a loud thud on my side. Himeno! Sorry. It's the sound of Himeno losing her balance. In the beginning, I thought she had fallen into a deep sleep, but I guess I was wrong. Himeno is laughing, but her body, which I help up reflexively, is extremely feverish. Himeno, this fever, it's awful. What? Fever? I'm telling you, I'm fine. Huh? This man is Yoshi-san, right? Why? I'll explain later, okay, Himeno? Right now, we better get you to a hospital. I'll call an ambulance. Hey, what? What's up with the two of you? Why are you so worked up? Yeah, I feel like I got a fever, but I'm fine, okay? Well, she doesn't seem in bad enough shape to need an ambulance. Mai-chan, we'll talk in more detail the next time we meet. There'll be a place nearby where you can get a taxi, so take Himeno to the hospital. Oh, hospital? You're already awakening. It makes sense that you have a fever. Don't dawdle, okay? Kenji-san appeals to Himeno in a soft tone. There's no mistaking that Himeno has no idea what's going on, but she nods at his words. Here, for the taxi. Kenji-san, seeing us seemingly in agreement, takes a wallet out of his pockets and pulls out a 5,000 yen note. That's not necessary. Really, you shouldn't. You can pay me back in a month if you want. Isn't it more important for you to get Himeno-chan to a hospital right now? Go look after her. Even though Kenji-san is worried, he's not as worried as he was back in Manten Aquarium. That's right. Truly the moment her body, weakened from deteriorating condition, awakened, fatigue overtook her. Her high fever could easily be explained away as some sort of illness. Listen, I want you to promise this. At the very least, I didn't lie to you. In 1 month, on the day of the full moon, you two definitely need to come, around the same time as today. Midday works fine. I got it, really. Thank you so much for everything. There are many more things I want to say. Kenji-san, who saved us, not just me, but Himeno as well. He gave us all this information and backed it up with his action. I don't really get what's going on, but what's with this atmosphere? Ugh. Look, you need to understand that your body's weaker than you think it is. You can get more details while you're in the taxi. Right. Kenji-san narrows his eyes and chastises Himeno. Watching Himeno actually get tugged into something by someone else is somewhat refreshing. Well, later. We definitely won't fail. Right. Later. Kenji-san heads off somewhere before Himeno and I leave. A month has passed. Oh no, there's a taxi stand on the basement level of Manten's building, so we grab a ride from there. Due to her high fever, Himeno staggers about, but unlike in the Manten Aquarium, it's not bad enough that she can't walk on her own. With one hand holding the railing and the other holding mine, she's able to gradually make her way on her lone legs. I'm sure that when we get to the hospital and she gets an IV drip in her or something, with a little rest, she'll get better. I hate colds. Oh god. Thinking back on it, this is the first time I've ridden in a taxi on my own. Sometimes my parents use one, but I usually just follow their lead and ride quietly. Raising my hand, getting in, telling the driver my destination, saying when we reach our destination, saying thank you. As we head for the taxi stand, I review the procedures in my head over and over again, and tighten my facial muscles so they don't look down on me or try to take us on unnecessary detours just because I'm a junior high student. If Himeno wearing my shoes, she'd be fine, but since it's me, I have to give it my all. Not like someone would hear me from inside the car. Modestly raise my hand and call out. Without a word, the door opens, then the driver calls out to us. That girl there, is she not feeling well? Alright, head for the hospital. Closest hospital in the area is Manten General. Should we go there? Yes. driver prattled on, talking very fast. We sat down in the taxi's back seat. Himeno sat further in and I took the seat closest to the door we got in through. Just as I had rehearsed in my head, we started off without incident thanks to the kind driver. Despite that start boding well, we end up in heavy traffic. The Sunday night homebound rush hour. Wow, crazy! But I wasn't impatient, hoping it might get better as we sat in the car. Himeno, though her breath was ragged, was able to talk to me in the taxi. If it's this crowded, wouldn't it be better for me not to go? No, it wouldn't. You might become faint like you were back in the rest area. Mayu, are you worrying too much? Halfway there, an achievement, and it says... Okay, achievement halfway there. You've gathered 50% of the CG. Well, it really was bad, you know? Ah, that's right. Give me the details. I don't remember much beyond the fact that I was being done in by bugs. I don't remember you showing up and telling me it was gonna be alright though, Mayu. Within this curve that makes walking seem faster, I told Himeno that what happened where I got lost in the red Manten Aquarium. Most likely, because we aren't talking to him, the driver turns the radio volume up, but that way suits us better anyway. So I decide to start from the beginning. Finding the fish corpses, the tank raptoring in the jellyfish booth, being saved by Kenji-san, hearing Mary's voice, reuniting with Himeno, meeting that girl, the contents of the journal that staff member left behind, and the secrets of the red Manten Aquarium that Kenji-san told me. I tell her all of it. Having given voice to all of these things, I'm able to put them in order for myself as well. We reach the point of the choice I had to make in the Fish of the World booth. When I tell her my decision, Himeno's face changes. Driver, could you possibly stop the car here? Himeno clearly says this to the driver right in the middle of the congestion. Hey, Himeno! You were talking, I thought. That couldn't be. About Mary-chan? Yeah. I think it'd be best to check when we go back in a month. It's hard to say, but it's probably because this is a conversation about dimensions that transcends him. Himeno, if you talk so much, it'll get worse. Himeno ignores me and continues. But what about that girl? She's living in a time unchanged from us. Then, Mayu, choice. You shouldn't make it. I'm happy you saved me. I probably would have died, but... Is it really okay to abandon someone in trouble right in front of you? But it was for you, Himeno. I know that. I can never thank you enough. Out of nowhere, it's like you became my hero. Not that I want to argue with you. I don't want us to split up like we did back there. But I can't just go without saying something. You'll definitely regret it. Himeno's expression in and on of itself is a serious one. Is she telling me the other one is the better ending? Is Sayo gonna die again? No, I refuse! In her eyes, there's no color change nor a hint of awakening. I sit there unable to respond to Himeno. Himeno smiles a bit, then continues. Mayu, if you're tired, then I'll go save that girl. Who that girl is has nothing to do with it. This time, I have to show you my good side. I think, no way. Her voice is so strong that it makes me wonder just how much she could have recovered after that little rest. Himeno. Timidly, I touch Himeno's forehead. It's so hot, it makes me almost pull my hand back in reaction. It makes it easy to see just how much she's overdoing it. Himeno's desire is real, however. Her will alone won't bring her desires into reality, like going back and saving that girl, for instance. I'm sure she's wobbly from standing up alone. If Himeno's resolution is to come to fruition, then there's only one way to do it, even though it involves going against my earlier decision. Driver, please stop there. I say this before all my thoughts are even in order. During a break in traffic, I spot the entrance to a subway station. If I take that route, I can get back to Manten Station with no transfers. Don't worry, I can definitely rescue her and make it back on my own. That's not it. If you understand me, Himeno, then I know all about you. You're overdoing it. Fine, so trust me. Oh my god. He became such a likable character. Such a weakling. I'm so proud, Mayuri-chan. The taxi breaks away from the traffic and stops on the side of the road. Leave Himeno the 5,000 yen I borrowed from Kenji-san and ask the driver, please take this girl to the hospital. I get out through the automatic door. Himeno pulls on the hem of my skirt and calls after me. No, why are you going alone, Mahi? If you were really that well, you'll jump out of the taxi right away. But you didn't manage that much. I'll go with you. Trust me, wait for me. I'll care if you're concerned with me, Himeno. But I turn back to Himeno and put my all into forging a smile. I don't want to go back to such a scary place. That's how I really feel. But Himeno said I would surely regret it. He's right. Somewhere, deep down in my heart, I know it too. Kenji-san is no longer there. I can't rely on him. I truly am fighting this battle alone. The music is so amazing! Even so, if it's for Himeno, I can fail. I scream. We haven't even eaten yet, have we? Let's eat some together. Right. The door closes with a hollow slam and the car returns to the flow of traffic. I gotta go. Without looking back, I run down to the subway platform. Getting off at the station, I begin walking down the street. It's the same street I walked down mere hours ago, but it seems completely different at night. I couldn't have imagined that this would happen. The full moon floating in the sky. Heading for Manten's building, it feels like I'm walking towards the moon itself. That mysterious light envelops the world. Surely, that other world is equally illuminated by the light of the moon, which is why the red Manten Aquarium exists. My gait seems especially courageous. I believe that only hours ago I fought, overcame, and changed myself. You did. You grew up as a character. Manten's building at night has taken on a new feeling. Thanks to its illumination, the contours of the building are more pronounced. Its sheer size is also more striking. Thinking deeply about the other world being born within this building, I feel that the light seeping out from the signs and windows is airy. I'm home. I wouldn't have made such a joke this morning. I smile and giggle to myself. I've gone crazy. The faint scent of salt water. I returned once again to the deep sea on the swordfish. Kenji-san said the path connecting the worlds only opens on the day of the full moon. In other words, there's a time limit. I think I glanced at the clock by the counter. It's about 7 p.m. So there are only about 5 hours left. Around the same amount of time from when I went in to when I came out. At this rate, I should have plenty of time. Completing the process for re-entry, I stand in front of the ticket gate. This is the entrance. If this is physically an entrance, then conceptually it's an entrance too. Closing my eyes, I walk through it. I can feel a strong light from beyond my eyelids. Yes, we're back in. Let's go save Sayo! When the light stops, I open my eyes. I feel relieved to see that there are no customers. I think to myself how strange it is that something like that comforts me. I was able to get back in so easily. If this were a movie or a novel, The power of the moon would get stronger when it's full or something to that effect. Gotta keep moving. Take small steps, one at a time, in order not to get careless. Huh? I become aware of a strange phenomena. I don't know if it's right to call it that though. Anyway, I spot a familiar shadow some distance away. Kenji, honey. Without thinking, I mumble his name. He doesn't seem to hear. He might help me out, but I think for a brief moment. What is this? He's strange. There's an intense look in his eyes as he frantically looks around, like he's trying to find something. He originally said that he would return 1 month from now. For him to come back intentionally like this, the only things I can think of are that he forgot something, or that, like me, he came back to save the girl. However, he was the one who said we should leave the girl alone in the first place. It's hard to believe he would come back here on his own. Since he's come here so many times, it's hard to believe he would forget something, or to think he'd come back to retrieve it if he did. I wonder why. Instincts are telling me this is dangerous. Kenji-san, the one who suddenly changed, if he were possessed and attacked me. His eyes are the same as they were back then. No, that time, I was because of the red Manten Aquarium. I can't doubt him. I can't embrace these doubts about Kenji-san who saved me. That was something he couldn't help. It came from a will that was not his own, like a natural phenomenon, just like a typhoon, which is exactly why I couldn't ask him about that sudden change. The doubts tangled up in my chest made my legs feel heavy. At this point, I didn't expect my own doubts to be like shackles. No, that's not it. Kenji-san is my ally, so to speak. I need to cast off my doubts and open up my heart to him. Just a little bit more. Just a little. I decide to trust my instinct. When we split up at the taxi stand, the name tag he should have taken off was around his neck. He had told us it worked like a discount coupon. He probably forgot to take it off after he re-entered. Kenji-san enters the souvenir shop. I can't imagine what he's gone in there for. I watch over the souvenir shop from the shadows of the Tokyo Bay booth so I won't be discovered. My heartbeat gradually quickens. The wait feels long. Even though it's been no more than 5 minutes, thanks to this strange feeling of unease, it feels like an hour or two. If only there had been no change since my return. If only he hadn't had those eyes. I should call out to him, tell him what Himeno say, and have him help me if possible. There he is. I pay attention to Kenji-san, who has come out of the souvenir shop mumbling to himself. That child. Where in the world is she hiding? By the fact that he's far away, words hurt me so much, it's as if they're hammered into my head. That child. The red Manten Aquarium and a child. Mary. I can't think of anyone else. The memory of Sagi no Marieko when she appeared by Himeno back at the stage, also saying she was looking for a child, sticks out in my mind. Why would the criminal who murdered the director be looking for Mary? And why is Kenji-san also looking for her? The red Manten Aquarium. The murder of Manten Aquarium's director. The mysterious girl who was the director's daughter. All of these scattered pieces, could they be part of the same puzzle? I give a loud gulp. This frightening surprise is done and there. I continue to follow Kenji-san with my eyes. He heads for the staff passageway behind the panel we pressed earlier. At the moment he opens the door and is about to disappear, Saginuma Rieko. There's the slender shadow of a woman there. As soon as I see her, I can't grasp why she'd be together with Kenji-san, the man who shoved her and tried to kill her before. I briefly avert my eyes from the scene before me, quickly return to looking through the crack in the door. putting their lips together. It's what society refers to as a kiss. What? The two of them kissing, like semi-romance, being merely sinister. I get the feeling I just saw something I shouldn't have. I lose sight of them as I'm wondering what to do and decide my next move. First, I should go over to him, find out what he was waiting on before. Once I've sorted out what's going on, I should still have time to find the girl. Trying not to make any sound, I head for the staff passageway in front of the souvenir shop. I'm walking along. My fingertips feel as if they've touched something, right in front of the door of the souvenir shop. This is the keychain. Standing still, I pick up the small item. It's one of the prizes from the gacha gacha machine with the small starfish attached to the droplet. Flipping it over, there's a photo printed on a sticker stuck to the backside. A little girl and her father. This belonged to that girl. Could she be in here? Kenji-san reacted as if she wasn't there, which probably means that Mary isn't there, here. Anyway, the fact that the keychain, which I returned to her at the Fish of the World booth, is here, in front of the souvenir stand, means that at least she got this far. I take a deep breath. I have to go in and see. I have to go inside and confirm for myself. The fear of the poison frogs dropping down again floats through my mind. One way or the other, that girl is inside. According to the law of fixed coordinates, be able to get out safely. Even if we get caught up in some phenomena, I won't be careless. Whether going or coming, no matter what does or doesn't happen, I'm risking my life. She's probably inside. Concerned about Kenji-san and all, but I should start by investigating nearby. Facing my worries, I enter the souvenir shop. It doesn't seem like there are any frogs. As soon as I enter, I take a look around. There's no sign of the ghastly sign, melted frogs. Still, an air as if something bizarre engraved. Are you food? There's my mouth, causing my tongue to curl. I place my hand on my chest and strengthen my vigilance. This is a blood stain. It's hard to see in the dark, but the deep red blood is spread out here and there across the floor. It goes all the way to the counter, like a path. Something's here. No, did she die again? No, no. That alone I can be sure of. From within the dark, something may jump out of me. At me. I take a step, I look around left and right, using such great caution, one might call it the clack, clack, clack. The echoing of my own footsteps provides me some relief. Closer inspection, the blood circumvents the counter and continues around the back. I follow it. I notice something in the garbage can by the counter. This is Yoshi Kenji. One name tag has been thrown away. It catches my eye because it looks like Kenji-san. The cover for it is worn down and dirty. He had his on when he left the souvenir shop, so it's not like he threw his away. But contrary to my expectations, the name Hiyoshi Kenji is on it. He isn't Hiyoshi Kenji, is he? Having my doubts, I flip it over and immediately drop it. Back of the name tag, written in big red letters with magic marker. Murder. Holy shit! The letters themselves are like a horse. I don't understand at all what this means, but I don't have any desire to take a closer look to find out. Having probably thrown it away when he was here earlier, I satisfy myself with the thought it is just a prank. Following the blood stain takes precedence. Remaining cautious, I peek behind the counter. There's nothing here. There. Yeah! I suddenly hear someone's voice. I shout without thinking. There's no one below the counter. There's 2 boxes left there. There's no one behind me, nor next to me. Could it be above? I consider this and look up at the ceiling. The only thing there is the sprinkler. Appearing as if it hasn't been used in some time, it seems this place is in a different phase than it was before. But more important than that is the voice sound. Without thinking, I narrow my eyes and look all around. Hey, don't make a sound. Huh? Big sister! Big sister! Huh? Huh? That voice! Mary? The cardboard box at my feet skitters about. We have to be sure. What do we do if he's with her? That voice. Is it that girl? By him, do you mean that Kenji-san who was here before? It's fine, I'm here alone. Yeah! Wait, it might be a trap. As if the girl's voice didn't even reach Mary, she topples the large cardboard box over. Mary immediately jumps out and climbs onto my leg. Mary! Big sister! I embrace Mary's tiny shoulders in return. Mary! Mary! Why are you here? How? We can see each other? Is that really you? Hey! Saying this, Mary tilts around once. That innocent behavior, there's no mistaking that it's her. I'm finally able to trust that the girl before my eyes is Mary. I'm surprised. It's the first time that I've truly understood how people who are shocked are left speechless. I'm able to see Mary. I hug her again to confirm that it's actually true. I'm able to actually feel Mary's body on the other side of that bulky fabric with my own flesh. Mary, were you really that small? Big sister, you got so big, you don't seem like yourself. She rubs her plump cheek against me. The difference in our height after 5 years is clear. Even though I was younger, I was a bit bigger, right? Hey, that's not true. We were the same height. I'm older, so even us being the same height is nothing to boast about. This stubbornness itself is vital to my memories. I'm gonna cut the video like here because it's almost been 4 hours and I'm gonna restart the stream right away. It's just so the video doesn't get that long.